Your man's came through. I walk in on some like, he's a jolly good fellow.
They said, yo, we filmed.
You got a whole different location. You ain't answer that question. Why we here?
That's a whole nother episode.
I know. And I came in here like, I got you. You like this. Excuse me, we're doing an interview. I'm doing an interview with a I'm doing an interview. I'm getting
talk to him.
I'm getting some information from a nigga I don't really with.
Talk to him.
Because he with hip hop. So you know what I'm saying? And then the he don't with joke on me. You ashy ass nigga. This is a whole setup. And then they wonder why I don't want to do podcasts. And then they wonder why I crash out. This is the reason.
I tell you, these I said it.
Yes. Thank you,
Right,
this punk ass podcast, man. I'm out.
This hot for trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rapper.
Where do we start?
I think wherever, first thing comes to mind. There's no pressure.
I ain't did this in a while. It's a lot of nervousness today.
Well, comes with the territory.
Shot a couple other joints. A lot of people in the comments talking about it's not looking the same, all types of shit.
Yeah, well, the good thing about this journey, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon, right? And I think a lot of times we place a lot of emphasis on, the miles in the race and not necessarily, just running the race.
Mm.
And because everybody wants that. Who doesn't want to win, right? Everybody wants to cross the finish line.
Right.
Right? But sometimes you got to run a race just to run a race. So maybe the first chapter of my expert opinion was that first marathon. And then you run this whole race just to get to this point where you're at right now, right? And then now you're starting a new race, a new marathon. So it's almost like you run a race and you're the fastest person in the race. You get the first place, right? You know for sure you won because you didn't lap motherfuckers about five times, right?
Right.
And you get to the finish line. They're gonna give you a trophy. You expecting to get first place,
Right.
But they don't give you first place. They give you third place,
Third place.
right?
That sounds accurate.
Right? And you're sitting there and you're saying to yourself, well, I know I won. You're going, right? So you chalk it up as whatever, right? Because you're humble. And you train, but the next race is not next month. The next race may be a year later. So now that whole year, you got to train, prepare yourself, get ready to run the next marathon, right? And then you run it. Now you extra hungry, right? Because you feel like you've been robbed, and now you're gonna right that wrong. Now instead of you lapping people 3 times, you lap them 25 times, and you get to the end of the race, right?
Right.
And then now you're expecting what?
The
First place.
First place.
And then that they don't give you first place. They don't even give you third place. They say, man, we can't even rank you. You ran so slow, right? So you're confused, right? Like you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, facts.
Right? I'm going somewhere with this,
right?
right? And so now you're frustrated, right? Now you're training even harder, right? You're not sleeping. You eat, sleep, shit, running. You got pictures of the road in your house when you brush your teeth, right?
Running with my eyes closed.
Yeah, right. So you run this next race. This is the third race. Mind you, it's spaced like about a year, 18 months between, right? So you're battling entitlement, right? You're battling frustration, right? You're battling humiliation, right? You're also battling entitlement, and rightfully so, because you know you won the race. Now you ready. You know who's running? You know who you up against, right? And so now you run. And you run this race, right? And you run this race, I'm talking about Sonic the Hedgehog looks like a snail to you, right? So you get past, and now you're at the podium. And now you're expecting
The trophy.
the trophy. And once again, you don't get, they disqualify you because they said you ran too fast. And then someone who gets there, and you know this person did not win.
Right.
You know this person should have been last of the last, right?
Right.
They give this person the first place trophy.
Right.
And now you sitting there like, mind you ran 3 races, right? So you snap, you go crazy, you pull out a switchblade, you cut this motherfucker's throat, you kill him, right? Right? You stab him in the throat, right?
Right.
And he's bleeding, but he's smiling, right? And he's
Right.
looking at you and he's smiling like these weird eyes. It's almost like it's a demon, right?
Right.
And this person dies, you go to jail,
Right.
right? But your defense was good. You get temporary insanity, right?
Right.
And you get 25 years. You get 25 years.
God damn.
Right? You get 25 years to life with a possibility of parole.
All because the judges is blind.
Right? You get possibility of parole. So you go to jail.
Right.
Now you do 25 years in prison.
Right.
You fucking crazy. You're sick, right? And you're just thinking about what did you do wrong, right? So now you're getting released. You're making the board. You got hit at the board the first time, right? And then you're getting released. And then when you're getting released from prison, somebody comes up to you, you hear a voice, and the person asks you, hey, man, what did you go to jail for? Fucking running a marathon? He said, listen, man, my son, you're going to run another race. Are you fucking kidding me? I just did 20-something years.
Yes.
I'm not never running another fucking race again.
Right.
Run what?
For what?
Right? So, but you can't make out the face, right? Like you it's like, you want to open your eyes, but your eyes is closing, right? You want to open, but right, you can't get your eyes and your intention on the same accord.
Right.
But you hear this voice and it sounds familiar. It sounds calming. It sounds like, fuck, man, I'm not running a race, but why does voice sound so good to me, right?
Yeah.
Then right before you answer whether you're going to run a race or not, somebody comes out the back. Hey, man, which one's jail for? Not you two, what? Running a fucking marathon. He said, listen, what you want? What did you want to get? A trophy? Look. And he reaches in his coat and he gives you the trophy. He said, I can give you this trophy. I know you wanted to win a trophy. I can give you this trophy. All you have to do is sign this paper and tell me that you're never going to run another race again. Fuck is this shit about? Right? But now he gives you the trophy. You don't sign the paper yet, right? You're not in agreement. You get the trophy. So you get the trophy and because you was excited, you want to just hold it, right?
Right.
Pause. So you get the trophy in your hands and you holding it and you looking at the trophy and you looking and you like, you feel nothing. You feel empty.
Right.
You feel resentment. You feel like, what the fuck is this, right? And you turn and you tell the first motherfucker, hey man, sign me up. I'm going to run another race. That person was God. The other person was the devil, right? Mm. And then when the devil gave you the trophy, right? Instantaneously, you knew it wasn't about the trophy. It was about the race, right? Mm. And then it all made sense, right? So my brother, you're just on your second race, brother.
Second?
Yeah.
I feel like I did the 25.
You did 25? Oh, you on that? Okay.
I feel like that's where I'm at.
You know what okay, so,
I feel like that's where I'm at.
So I think, so you being there, if you, right?
Right.
You got to understand the wisdom. We were saying on the phone earlier, never let desperation change your destination. Never let temptation change your destination. Never let frustration change your destination. These are the 3 demons or spirits that the devil makes visit you before you get to the blessing. See, God works in delayed gratification, but his delay is painful. It's painful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's painful.
I can say, honestly,
yeah.
I was at that point last summer. Mm-hmm. Last summer, it just seemed like, wait a minute, what's happening? Everything's falling down.
No, you was at that point when you got jumped by Diz and we was in the car.
Here we go.
You was at that point and you made the song Homework. I'm gonna tell you, I know. You was at that point. I'm gonna tell you.
It was called
it's homework.
It was called Like Me.
Like me, but
It was called Like Me.
homework was something that
Yeah, homework. First you got to do the homework.
right.
Homework.
You was there then. Your Pac t-shirts in
yeah. Oh, yeah.
in the trunk, right?
Oh, yeah.
So your Pac juice t-shirts, right?
Right.
So you was there then, right?
But I want to say last summer though, you know, you do all this work, you build this shit up. I think we had a breaking point.
Yeah.
Where that episode, nobody could have predicted me, you, Nims, and Uncle Seth sitting in a room was gonna lead to like 200 million views on TikTok and different places.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that.
Broke the
I
internet
think,
for sure.
I think in all
Your
the
clip did like 2 million views, like 2.7. I looked at it today.
2.7.
It's on YouTube
And
right now.
that's not the short.
Yeah, it's still,
I'm talking about
yeah.
you know what I mean? Nobody could have predicted that. I was sitting in that room, you were sitting in that room. None of us knew, yo, after this episode, you know what I mean? And, you know, all these celebrities, all this attention, being able to do the BET Awards, doing the red carpet, you get this mindset, especially when you have a team, like, all right, I gotta take care of everything. I gotta take care of everything. I gotta take care of everything. But there was so many things within my personal life that I feel like was falling apart.
Right.
And enough of taking care of everything and not taking care of yourself, I feel like last summer, it caught up to me. And it stacked. I lost a child. It stacked. It stacked. And I'm still out here trying to be like, all right, we back. You know what I mean?
Right.
Doing the song and dancing. Certain things put you in perspective. And I was that guy doing the 25. Angry. Angry, not knowing if I ain't never doing this again. And but after a while, that voice, we're gonna do another race.
Yeah, here we are.
And here we are. Here we are.
See, but what you got to realize is nobody told you to sign up for the first fucking race in the beginning, right? You did.
I did.
Right? And a lot of times we ignore or we overestimate our preparation and our potential. You wasn't built for the first race. You didn't do the mental work. You didn't do the internal work that would have made you worthy of winning the first arm of this race, right?
Mental work, yeah.
Let me land the plane.
Okay.
So you ran the race, and God, being the great strategist that God is, right, allowed you to go through the ups and downs, ebbs and flows, and valleys and peaks to prepare you to finally now be ready to run the race. See? So you overestimated your ability, and then a lot of times most of us do. And we have to understand that just because you have the potential for leadership doesn't make you a leader. Just you got the potential to be the big homie, but you're not the big homie. Right? And it doesn't mean you never will be. What it means is you have to reflect, you have to internalize, you have to do your due diligence, you have to do your recon, and you have to look at yourself and take 100% accountability. You can't act like you're Phil Jackson, but you're really Michael Jordan. And you can't act like you're Phil Jackson, but you're talking to Steve Kerr like he's Michael Jordan.
Right.
When you're supposed to be on the field, but
it's all twisted up.
Yeah.
All twisted
and your
up.
delegational skills are horrible, right?
You talking about me?
Yeah.
My delegational skills.
Yeah, 1,000,000%. Now again.
I wouldn't say horrible, bro. Like let's not turn this into a beat down. I wouldn't say. And the reason why I wouldn't say not horrible.
No, I'm saying horrible.
Why? Well, give me an example.
First of all, our rapport has never waned, right? Like I'm the same person, right? Before you had a podcast,
Right.
when you first got the podcast,
Right.
when you went viral, and when we disconnected.
Yeah, me
right?
too.
My energy streamlined, right?
Me too.
So, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So, what you got to realize,
Yo, Smart, cut this.
yeah.
we not doing that. Okay.
Okay, if you
let's
wanna-
get to it. Why did we fall out?
No, okay. Let me finish the plane. Right.
Right.
Landing the plane. I know you want to switch from Delta to Jet.
Yeah,
Cool.
because
We're on Delta right now.
This plane is flying through
Don't worry.
my crib right now.
Yeah, we know Delta is like
Yeah, nah.
not the best, right?
Yeah.
But I think, and I was there too, right? Where my delegational skills was horrible, right? My organizational skills was horrible, because at the end of the day, that is the burden or price of leadership, right? And when I'm internalizing this, right? When I'm not looking out the window, I'm looking in the mirror, and I say, well, okay, who's the first person that has to benefit from my idea? Me, right? So I have to make sure that this ship never sinks because I'm on it,
Right.
right? I have to make sure this car never breaks down because I'm in it,
Right.
right? So when I understand that, I make sure that I have the foresight, I have the intuition. This is why I said, you chose to run this first race ill-prepared, right? You chose to architect.
I wouldn't say ill-prepared. I would say, all right.
I'm almost done. I know I get long with it. Let me land this plane.
All right.
Yeah. I got you. Let me land the plane.
Let me interject one thing.
Okay.
You don't know what an NBA championship is like.
But you know what the game consists of. You know what the
Right,
fundamentals are.
but there's so many teams that do well in the preseason.
So don't act
but they
like-
get in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And you hear the announcers say, "Oh, they don't have that much playoff experience." For me, I felt like
just because you lose it's nothing evil about that. It's not an evil.
Losing
Losing is a virtue. Exactly. So
you don't know until you get $10 million.
Yeah.
You have no idea what the problems of a person with $10 million are. As much as you could plan and imagine and you could go talk to other millionaires and this, that, and the third, you have no idea what it's like until it happens to you. This is, okay, I got 10 million. Now these are the problems.
Let me go right back to that point I was saying. Nobody told your ass to run this race. And you was
ill. Keep telling me.
Yeah, for sure. And you was ill prepared to run the race. So part of accountability is understanding that you didn't have that experience.
Right.
And you have to be adaptive because there's things that's at stake, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what leaders have to understand. If you have a child out of wedlock, right? And you didn't prepare to have this baby, your pullout game was weak, but now the baby's here and the baby got to eat. You've never been a father before. You can't just say, well, hey man, tough up, little nigga.
No,
right?
you got to make it happen.
You're going to be adaptive, right? So again,
but it's still a different situation.
No.
And I'm gonna tell you why it's a different situation.
Yeah.
This child relies on you. Like there's an innocence that comes.
Your
with
viewers rely on you.
But the viewers are not children. They're not children.
I beg you.
My co-hosts, they're not children. They have their own situations that they're going through. Like we're all going through situations. I have no idea what the fuck Aaron is going home to right now. I have no idea. I don't know what you're going home to right now. All these things play a part.
I got you, but this is something I want to drive home to you, right?
Right.
This is a saying that I created, right? So you can use it when you decide to mature enough to use it, right?
Right.
You win so big, even the losers win. You win so much, even the losers win, right? So this is something that I'm learning now about myself. Where did I get this from? Well, I learned from being in prison. I learned from being in the street. I learned from playing a game that had high stakes, right? Like I have to win regardless. And just because the people in my circle don't have a winning mentality or losing mentality, I'm still winning. The ship can't sink because I'm on it. The car can't crash because I'm in it. The helicopter propellers can't stop spinning because I'm flying the bitch, right? So I think when you take sole accountability because you're responsible, right?
Right.
For your business, your brand,
Right.
the trajectory of your career. It does not enable people to, just example, right? They came in, right? They're talking, right? We told them about 4 or 5 times, hey man, you know we can hear you in the mic. Right? Yo, you hear right? Yeah, because
Right.
It doesn't matter, right? Because we as entrepreneurs, leaders, CEOs, right? We run the company, right? The apple can never be rotten when Steve is pulling the bitch off the tree, right?
Right.
So I don't want you to misinterpret what I'm saying in terms of not holding your contemporaries accountable, but this is your show.
Yeah.
And the show must the fuck go on.
And that's why we here. That's why we here. That's why we here.
Why did the Mexican kill his teacher?
Well, I don't know why the Mexican kill his teacher.
He said you had to do an essay.
It's a good one.
You saved that for the.
Thought he was rolling.
Why did Mexican throw his wife off the roof? Tequila. I got 5 more laughs, son. We can do this all day, son.
Do I get one? I got
Yo,
one.
What do you call
Wait.
it?
Hold on.
I want one. Hold on, wait a minute.
I got one, but I don't want to get canceled.
Nah, you got to get canceled for you. Don't worry about it. They canceled me all the time.
What did the Mexicans say when 2 houses fell on them?
What?
Get off me, Holmes.
Cut that one out, son. Cut that one. Cut that one out,
Wait,
son.
hold on.
Cut that out.
That's
son.
not how you. That's not how you get canceled. This is how you get canceled.
Yeah.
What do
You rolling? You getting this? You getting this?
This is how you get canceled right here.
This is good.
What do you say to a Mexican woman with 2 black eyes?
What?
Nothing. You told her twice already.
She didn't listen?
Okay, that was.
That's
I knew that one, too.
Come
That was
on.
kinda good.
No, it's nothing.
Okay.
She didn't listen the first time.
She didn't listen
That's
the
the
first time.
That's
Okay, yes. Okay.
Oh, I like that one.
Wait, hold on. I got one. What does a Mexican have at a winning game of poker? Donald Trump.
I don't even know how to segue from that one.
I don't know.
That's a tough one right there.
You got greedy, son.
You got.
That first one, you be like, y'all ain't ready for this shit. You left it alone.
When you call a Mexican with a rubber toe.
Roberto.
Berto. We know this one.
Mexicans taking all the heat tonight.
Yeah.
Why?
Because they Mexicans, they easy targets, baby.
We gotta be careful.
No.
with Sunset Park.
All right. So
We gotta be careful when Sunset Park.
Yeah,
We gotta be
exactly,
careful. We gotta be
'cause-
careful. Zorro might just be waiting on the roof.
That's the new norm.
we were having this conversation before about
Yeah.
ICE and everything that's been going on in this country, and I don't know. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about people getting snatched up, deported?
I mean, I don't like it because my son is half Salvadorian, half black, and his favorite street food is pupusas. And you know the best place to get a pupusa is in front of the Home Depot parking lot. So
It sounds like a lesbian dinosaur.
it's the truth, though,
Pupusa,
sir.
yeah.
The pupusas.
It kind of does.
Yeah, and Donald Trump.
It sounds like Papu was in a rap group with a female.
Yeah.
She would be.
But pupusa, it's like a
Pupusa.
tortilla type of shit thing.
It's a real
got-
thing.
Huh?
It's a real thing.
It's a pupusas. It's
Yeah.
a real thing. It's popular in the La Salvadorian community, and it's like it's a street food. It's cheap. It's cheap to make. It's filling. It's usually
Wait,
like
do you have to like pay for it when you get it on the street?
yeah, you gotta pay for it.
What did you?
Don't you pay? Don't
does
you
it-
pay for pussy on the street?
Does it?
I knew this
The
is
same. Just think about
This is about to go
pupusas.
left.
That's what I thought.
Think about
I thought
This is about to go left.
I thought it was a term. I thought it was a nickname.
Nah,
or something.
Hold on, that is Donnell Rawlings sitting in the chair
I
next
feel
to
it,
you.
yeah.
I think you need to be a little more safe.
When you think pupusas, think about pussy, and it's probably can get you the same thing.
Yeah,
But
that's what I thought,
it's
yeah.
a street. It's a street food.
Yeah.
It's tortillas, and it's like the basic. It's the inside is usually like they do it like pork.
It's like
some of
pink
them
on the
do-
inside.
Huh?
Is it pink on the inside?
Nah, not this one.
Okay.
That would be.
That would be pussy. That's $40.
Yeah.
But his shit costs is like $5-7. It's cheap and edible.
Yeah.
They both edible.
And that's Negro, pussy too.
I got it.
This
No,
pink
I
on
get
the
okay,
inside.
yeah, okay.
But it's like it's street food. It's really popular in Salvador community, and like they come, you can get different stuff in like bean and cheese and pork and stuff like that. But it's a cheap street food that's really popular. My son like it, and the best ones I used to get. It was on Sunset Boulevard in California, at the Home Depot, and the poppies or whatever you call them, they used to be there. But Donald Trump came and wiped that goddamn. I think every Home Depot in the country is clear now since Donald Trump.
But thanks to Trump, if you pretend to be ICE, you can get free food.
I don't know nothing about that. I stick to the
I
producers.
would never use the words thanks for Trump.
Who tested that?
Tested what?
Pretending to be ICE.
I'm thinking. I mean,
Getting free
White
food.
boys have been out
Maybe
there
You gained
pretending to
some
be
weight
ICE.
since I seen you last time. I don't know.
But I was going to take. I was going to take advantage of the ICE situation. I had to get some work done to my. This was my goal. I was going to get some work done in my house in Ohio, right? And I said, right before it's time to pay them niggas, I'm
Call
calling
ICE?
ICE. Nigga. I gotta get out of here, son.
You know what that's
I'm
called?
sorry.
Yeah.
But
That's called a double because
That's called
they
being a
giving
law-abiding
you
citizen.
$700 to call in and report them.
yeah, but I just didn't want to pay that contract fee, so it was gonna work out for me.
Yeah, and you'd have got $700 per person you called in on.
I don't know that. That's
you know the numbers.
That's
You
a
agree.
potential
Yeah.
snitch.
Yeah.
That's a snitch. That's a potential snitch right
That's
there.
what you was talking about.
He
How
know
the
the-
long-term effects, financial gain. That's
Yeah,
what. That's what you. know?
He know the numbers.
Yeah, he know the exact number.
In all seriousness, though, I feel like it's not right that people are being taken away from their families and shit. We can make jokes about it and all that, but you know, there's a lot of people out there with friends, families that.
I like
are
how you said that with a
displaced.
straight face, like you actually give a fuck.
I
Actually,
I
like you
seriously
really
do.
give a fuck.
And,
Yeah,
and
that's
I'm
it.
gonna tell you why.
Great
I'm gonna
job.
tell you why.
Great
I'm gonna
job.
tell you why.
Great job, man.
I,
Great job.
I do feel like the laws get twisted and bent when it's in the interest of who can benefit from it, right? Mexico, California is once part of Mexico. How the fuck is it that now we're saying people who originated there can't be there?
You mean like the indigenous people here?
But not in the same way because
No,
they're
exactly.
they're not
And
getting ousted.
And
I don't
exactly
think
the
I don't
same.
think it's an issue of like
No, they got
can't be
separated.
there. First off, it was like, okay, you can be in this country, but go through the right process. Do the right process. You know, you got the coyotes that's smuggling motherfuckers in here. I mean, that's not cool. But the interesting thing about it, when Trump first proposed what he was going to do in regard to immigrations, first thing he told people, we going for the hardest criminals. We going for the killers, the murderers, and everything. But
He's snatching hotel workers.
The only thing we see is the ones that be like knocking on your door, housekeeping. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
People, and it's like people that work hard here, people that's taking the jobs that most Americans want to take. So
School
I think
kids.
that they just snatch anybody. I think that's the problem with when people see this. I guess I don't know what they call it. The guy that's in charge of immigration. This is how cold Trump was coming out. When they say, how do you feel about separating the families? The first thing this motherfucker said, well, all of them can leave together. I do think that we can't just let everybody just come here without getting vetted, without
Right.
going through the process that it takes. Again, like I said, Trump, his first thing was, I want to get rid of hardened criminals, and now he just snatched anybody, and I think that's not a good look. Especially you got people that's been here. I mean, these people that have got families here, been here 20, 22 years. Kids, like, to separate that's kind of cruel.
I mean, and I think it's important for us too, though, like to focus on us, right? Like we don't have a nation here. We don't have our own institutions. We don't have our own militias, right? Everybody made this big thing about, you know, Africans, the Caribbean, Mexicans. Nobody touched the Chinese, right? You didn't go nowhere near these motherfuckers, right? There's a lot of Jet Lis around this motherfucker that should have been.
Because they got too much power, they got too much
Exactly.
control. And China
Yeah.
invests too much money into America, and that's business. That's big business right there.
And that's why
What I do
feel
know
like-
at Home Depot, ain't no Mexicans down there. I saw niggas acting like Mexicans at Home Depot the other day. It was a nigga like,
that parking lot be popping.
Yo, it was a
That Home
nigga.
Depot parking lot is real.
A nigga named Tyrone was talking about, you need a labor?
Yeah.
These niggas acting like Mexicans to get to work.
You
there.
need a labor.
You need a labor, my friend.
Yeah.
I'm like, Tyrone, nigga,
That
that ain't in
parking
your
lot is
voice, nigga.
Niggas
What happened to son? Son, I need to work. I need a job. They need a job.
That's little
Everybody
Mexico.
need a job.
Yeah, that's little Mexico for sure.
Listen, you can't snatch kids out of schools, break up families, and then rescind people that have legitimate green cards and immigration status here and not seem like a villain. This shit is a villainous act. I can't, they don't, if they caught some criminals, they be posting flyers and these things.
Right.
What you don't see on the news is that. All right. What I've seen in public is I seen the police stop the 44 in the Bronx, the bus that comes down the 49th, 149th, or whatever that
I don't
shit is.
ride the bus, but you can tell.
Right, no, I wasn't on the bus either, but I seen ICE.
That's diabolical.
I parked around the corner.
I don't know no bus stories, nigga.
Diabolical.
I just went on a train today just to keep it real, nigga.
He said,
This is not so ashy, Larry, right?
Yeah.
Ashford.
No, but they stopped the public bus. They stopped the public bus in the Bronx and searched everybody's IDs on the bus.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just random. We talking random shit. Just a bus full of people is random as shit.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know who's on the bus. Anybody could have been on the bus. They wasn't looking for one particular person.
My guess, it was a lot of Mexicans on the bus.
It's a Hispanic neighborhood. Yes.
Oh,
See?
there you go. Where you gonna get the Mexicans?
So what
Go
happens
with-
when it's with you?
What?
If they do it to them niggas,
Don't
and-
get
and
put me in a
that's the
scenario.
point. And
I'm
that's
not
the
gonna be on
point.
the
You
bus,
next.
son.
Where you
no,
where
when you
gonna
on
be?
Earth, when they talking about, yeah, it's y'all niggas talking.
And this is why I like it,
Uber
it
X.
concerns
I'm
me
gonna be in a
because
Waymo.
Who was the
anytime
man?
you see an injustice happening, like, and you don't say anything, you don't speak up, you're okay with it. I feel like it kind of gives people or those people a pass to do the same shit to you.
But everybody ain't built to speak up. And I'll give you a perfect example. And they've been hitting DJ Khaled forever. Like, you're not speaking on Palestine or anything like that. And people like, he's in a position to do it. But he made it perfectly clear. If I speak on this certain thing, it's going to destroy my band. And I'm destroy my brand or whatever.
How?
With the corporations
Corporates gonna jeopardize
and the
corporates.
people that he worked
Right,
with.
so he's talking about his
All these-
financial benefits.
Everybody, listen, I'll tell you this. I go in interviews, people, right, and they always ask me about Dave Chappelle, like what makes him the greatest, what makes him the GOAT or whatever. And I tell people, I say, I think I'm great, but I haven't had what I call a Muhammad Ali moment. And when I call it a Muhammad Ali moment, it's a moment when you you're dealing with your integrity, what you stand for, and you're gonna do something that's probably gonna lose you money, lose you a lot of stuff. And you say, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. Everybody not built for that. Everybody like, you built for it. You built for that. The way you even set up in it.
Don't give him too much credit.
No, I'm telling you, the way he stood, he's like, nah, fuck that. You
Listen,
built for that.
my
Everybody.
mother done told me plenty of times I put myself in the middle of situations that I really shouldn't. And
Nah,
I could
you
lose
should.
my life like that.
But everybody-
if I see something happening, if I see a man attacking a woman, if I see just some bullshit happening, bro, like there's
can't-
something in me that I can't just stand by and be like, well, let me just
My
mind
business.
my business.
Right.
I can't.
I feel
But-
like
but
it
you
is
don't-
my business.
But some people aren't built like that.
Right.
Some people like this, before I care about the world, I'm gonna care about my family first. And there's people, I don't think those people are bad people. Everybody's not a leader. Everybody's not a revolutionary. Everybody's not a person that's gonna start a march or whatever.
That's the truth, but somebody once said after like Nazi Germany, one of the Germans came out, he said, I watched a third of the people slaughter a third of the people while a third of the people watched. What third is you gonna be? Stand up somewhere.
I mean,
Yeah.
but it's easy. I mean, see, so you can't have an expectation without preparation, right? So, I mean,
This nigga rhymes a lot, son. This nigga got bars.
You ain't never heard this nigga
I have,
albums?
son. Me and you did numbers,
Hey.
nigga. I know exactly who this nigga listen.
facts.
Go ahead, this nigga had.
well, you got a lot
This
of niggas.
nigga here, buddy.
brother.
This
You gotta say
nigga-
brother. You gotta
Calm
say-
down, go ahead.
Brother.
Just say brother. Just say brother.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Brother for another, right? So I think you can't have an expectation without a preparation. And the problem is, we don't have a vested interest in America because we don't have institutions. We don't have our own institutions, right? So, and I agree with you, right? Like, and both of you guys, right? Like, everybody's not built to have the Ali moment, right? And if not us, then who? If not now, when, right? But and I lean more towards that, right? But the bottom line is,
We not ready.
no, I think there's no, we're not ready, but we're ready. So it's kind of like, right, that balance,
Yeah.
right? But Khalid Muhammad died broke. Malcolm X died broke. They desecrated his whole family to the grandsons, to the right. Like, I mean, right? Martin Luther King, we know the story, right? So we don't typically protect our leadership or our revolutionaries, right? They hated Pac, right? And they hated Muhammad Ali. Right? And then he died. He's the greatest. He's the best thing since sliced bread.
Right.
So I think.
But when you say they hated, you mean not our community, not black people hate him. Who hated him? White people.
Yeah, I mean, blacks too. Like, Ali got a lot of
I don't know.
pushback.
I don't never
I
hear
mean,
too many stories of that.
No.
he didn't get a lot of, and I'm talking about, the middle class, the house niggas, the coons, so to say, right?
Right.
Like he didn't, it wasn't he didn't. That moment wasn't what we seen, right, in real time.
Right.
He was
Yeah.
he was fucked. He was
Right.
like
we saw the aftermath.
yeah, like we
saw the story.
sensationalized the comeback, the end, right? But in that moment, in that time where losing the deals, losing the money, getting death threats, right, going through all that, and I'm built for the Ali moment, right? And I've had several, right? But what I would like to see more of is us shifting gears, having a mindset, talking about ownership, right? And having the courage to finally build the institutions so we can have the backup for the leadership that emerges.
But with our situation is like, it's always somebody's going to speak up on stuff. It's always somebody's going to be that leader. But when you hear it all the time, the crab in the bucket situation.
For sure.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'd say one thing I know is about our community. People say what I want. The more you coming up and you doing the right thing, it's going to be more, I don't want to say niggas, I'll say brothers that want to bring you down.
Right.
And they don't want to step up to the level you are. And they rather talk shit about you, bring you down, than to try to put themselves up and be in the same position as you are.
Because you got to think, white people are focused on what? Protecting the white power structure, right? So
White people are focused on making money together. Them white people can hate each other and still come together to make money. I give you a perfect
every other nationality.
I give you a perfect example. Even with this podcast scene, right? We got brothers that got pretty dope podcasts, whatever. Ain't nobody saying they don't have a system where come here, fuck with me, this gonna blow you up, fuck with me, this gonna blow you up. When I first started before I did my podcast, I did Joe Rogan podcast, right? And he was like, I was telling myself, I said, I want to spend more time with my son. I got a young son. I said, I don't want to be on the road too much. I said, so now I might have to allow me to reintroduce myself to Hollywood, try to find some more work in Hollywood.
Right.
And I said, I don't want to be on the road that much. And Joe said, just start a podcast. At that time, I didn't know the money that was in podcasts. And I'm like, man, ain't nobody gonna make no money with that podcast. Then I Googled, I think net worth. I was like, yeah, let's talk about that podcast you were talking about, right?
Right, 100 million.
But my frustration was, I was just getting into the whole YouTube thing. I had at that time, I had 5,000 subscribers on YouTube. And I had this dude was helping me with my social media, whatever, then we had beef. And he shut down I had to start from zero. So I was frustrated because I know the grind of starting with 1 to 5,000. I had some rhythm going. And he shut my shit down. I said, Joe, man, I'm starting with 0 subscribers. I said, how do I get the boost? He made it sound so simple. He said, it's easy, Donna. He said, you do a podcast, just do it on the phone or whatever, do a podcast. I will post it, I'll put it on my platforms, right? You'll get heat off of that, and then you just do the rounds. And everything he said was true, but the point I'm making is they have a system. And it doesn't matter that, if it's the most talented people, when they say you on a team, they got a system where they're making stars. That show Tony Hinchcliffe has called Kill Tony, right? It's one of the biggest comedy shows on YouTube right now. And this guy's that are getting careers off of that. He got what he think called the bucket pull. You get a minute, they pull your name out of a bucket. You get a minute off of that. You get a minute to tell jokes, then a panel critiques you and all that type of stuff, right? I'll give you an example how powerful that show is. This white dude created this, one of the biggest stars in comedy, this young black kid from Orlando, Florida called Cam Patterson. Cam, right?
SNL.
You know why, let me tell you something. You know why you can easily say Cam in SNL? It is Cam SNL, but it's Cam Kill Tony. These white boys have built a platform where they can make stars.
Yeah, but
we don't do that.
Because, but listen,
No, wait, time out. 2 point, wait. First of all, that nigga said I like rocks.
First of all, I want to say shout out to the Math Hoffa open mic show.
Hilarious.
Shout out to the Math Hoffa open mic show. I think that
Where is the system? You say, hold up. Where is the system where once you get in this crew, in this unit, you're gonna make the rounds and your numbers gonna pop up like that?
Let me help y'all from before all of that.
But
here's your problem. Here's where everybody's missing, right? There has been no people historically that has talked their way out of oppression. So if you niggas don't think that we still at slavery, y'all bugging. That's the first point, right?
Wait,
Hold on. I'm gonna keep going. Wait a minute. We have built institutions. They all under rivers right now, all under nice lakes. Lakes Lanier, Central Park. You know, there was a Tulsa, Oklahoma. They don't teach our history. All right? There have been plenty of black massacres. All behind, we done built some institutions.
No.
We done built some Barry Gordy and the Motown niggas built a publishing joint, pressed their own record. They burnt them niggas shit to the ground. We have built our institutions.
Listen, what I'm saying is, right?
We did that.
Do you feel like...
But when have you niggas fought? So when y'all niggas got leaders, Dr. King wasn't a fighter. Malcolm X was a revolutionary. He said, we will fight if y'all fight us. Niggas ain't never fight back.
When you say, first of all, we're in 2025 right now. We're in 2025 right now. You don't feel like there's enough of people in the culture.
Economic, religious, medical. I can name 20 different types of ways that they beat us to the ground daily. Beyond microaggressions. I'm talking at the largest levels.
So,
instead of us helping each other, my thing is this. It's always a competition. When I could throw you a bone and look out for you, I'd rather be like this, oh, you think you're going to get these numbers, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
What I'm saying
That's
is...
two niggas in Candyland.
Where is the collective? Where is the collective?
And that's the problem. That's an issue that I have with so many people throughout this podcast. You came on the podcast before. It was doing numbers. Pretty popular. Very, 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 very popular.
It was doing different locations too.
Yeah, different location. We was uptown. Within that space, I could not predict the success that came with it. Now, walking into the success, I sat with other podcasters. I befriended these guys and asked them for advice. And there were times that, you know, the biggest names that you would see in hip-hop podcasting would look at me and say, you got to figure it out for yourself. I can't help you. And I'd be like, what type of shit is this?
Right.
You know what I mean? And then I realized the people I was trying to befriend saw me as competition the whole time.
But you know, when they say you got to figure out, it's interesting because I get a lot of people that come, like people that want to start comedy, right?
Right.
And they say, do you got any advice for a young comic that's coming up? I was like, don't ask for advice. You're going to learn through the microphone.
Right.
Because usually a lot of times people don't hear the advice you give them. I'll give you an example. It was this young comic that was under the same management umbrella as I was. And I threw him a bone. I let him open for me at Caroline's one weekend. And he asked me that question. He said, yo, for a young comic, what advice do you give a young comic coming? I said, don't ask for advice. You figure it out through the microphone. A year later, the same comic, I gave him another spot because he was under the same umbrella as I was. Same comic came to me and said the same thing. He said, what advice do you have a young comic giving a young comic coming up? I said, nigga, you don't listen to advice.
I gotta refute that because we hear these conversations of Kobe.
But do you think it's a part that they think, I know you said competition, but do you think that they were sunning you? Like, yo, before I can even fuck with you, you put the work in. Maybe they felt like you wasn't ready to have that conversation with them then.
Impossible, because I watched those numbers teeter-totter between my podcast and theirs on Spotify.
So if you're doing the numbers...
I saw the months where I was like, oh, right behind you. There's other months where I was ahead of people that's known worldwide.
If you was already doing it,
uh-huh.
What did you need them for? I mean, what conversation did you need?
It's just navigating the space. There's avenues. There's okay. If you have a business structure and you figured out how to get to these people, it's just information on the route. But I was saying, you would hear these conversations like, you know, Kobe's funeral. Michael Jordan saying, Kobe used to call me all the time, ask me about this, ask me about that, ask me about this. Those relationships are important. There's probably, you know, I don't think every comedian told you when you was coming up, you got to figure it out on your own. Somebody might have gave you the jewel and been like...
You know why they never say that? I ain't never asked a nigga for that. I'm telling you, to this day, I never had a mentor.
Right.
I never ever, and I ain't being cocky by saying this, I never had a situation like, what should I do? Can you do this? Because the first time I ever touched a mic, I was smoking. I couldn't stand to know. Right, and I was practicing my own thing. I never asked anybody for anything. All I wanted to do was just keep getting on stage. The only thing I was aggressive about when I first started was like I would put pressure on motherfuckers, put me on stage. You would just hear when I moved from DC, I used to do these spots in Brooklyn, and I was broke as shit. I would come do one club called the Vibes on Flatbush, I think. I would come there every Thursday. They be like, you was just here last week. I'm like, nigga, I got new jokes and I want another $30. You know, I never ever asked anybody for any advice. Now, what I would do, I would sit back and I would watch what people do. You know, I would never be like, do you got any words of wisdom? I was like this, I'm gonna learn this myself.
Who shot your first special?
My first special, Russ Parr. You know Russ Parr, the radio personality? It's an interesting story because at the time, I was just coming off Chappelle's show and I had some good heat. And I was like, but people don't really know me as a stand-up, right? And Comedy Central, they was looking for people to put specials. And they was like, can Donnell send us a tape? I said, I'm gonna send you a tape, but this tape, it ain't gonna be, like, if you could just X out or just don't pay attention to some of the words I use or whatever. It was a very raw tape. I said, but I could tone it down. And I was like, I don't want to send this tape because they're gonna be like, nah, right? So they said, no, just send us a tape. I was like, I don't want to say. They was like, no, please send us a tape. I sent them a tape. Guess what they said? Nah. Right? I said, I told you I was gonna say that. I knew y'all was gonna say it. That was the setup, right? But let me tell you something. I got mad, right? And at the time, Russ Parr was doing. He was doing like, I don't want to be disrespectful. He was doing B movies. He was branching out into directing and everything. And I knew he had a relationship with Swirl Entertainment, right? Swirl Entertainment's been for around. And out of nowhere, I just said, Russ, man, I want to do a special, man. I said, these people told me no. These people told me no. I said, are you in bed with anybody? Or do you know if anybody might be interested, right? He said, let me give you a call, right? I'll call you back. He got me my first deal. My first special was called Ashley the Classic. I shot it at the Skerber Theater, I think, in Manhattan, part of New York. NYC. No, it wasn't a festival. What's that school? NYC? The college there?
NYU.
NYU. It was a theater there, and we did it. We did that shoestring budget. I know somebody else got paid. I didn't, and I ain't give a fuck about not getting paid a lot of money. I could have been arguing like I need this amount of money, but I needed a showcase. I wanted people to see that I was funny. I know they probably robbed me, but it was bigger for me to get out there than that. That was the first thing I did, and the crazy thing about it was. Normally when you do a special, you do like 4 tapings, right? You'll do 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday. That way they can edit or whatever. And I had pressure, like I felt like I was a Broadway theater actor because I only had one shot. It wasn't no second show. It was one show. Right. And I had to get it right. And then for me, when I did it, it was like, I've learned more on how to prepare myself for a special and how to get my voice out there. But for me, it was like a joke dump. I had these jokes that I've been doing for a while. My special, Ashley Class, it didn't have beginning, middle, and end. It didn't have that part of it, which makes a special great. But it did have a pow, pow, pow. And that was the first special I ever did. Second one was with Dave produced.
With Dave, that's what I was asking.
And this is the thing, I gotta say this. It's so, motherfuckers want me to compete with myself. And when I say that, what I get a lot, and it irks me, but I'm trying not to be sensitive about it. The first thing a lot of people say, this is what they say, if it wasn't for Dave Chappelle, you know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for this, I was like, you know what Dave Chappelle did throw me a bum by putting me in my show, but he didn't just put anybody on the show. Right. You know, and at the end of the day, if you got talent, you just need the platform. You want to be on the same playing field. What Dave did for me was gave me a platform to do what I've been doing for years. And being funny. And at the end of that, I don't owe anybody any of that. Anything. And then what people tell me, oh, what has he done since Chappelle? I've done a lot of shit since Chappelle. But I just so happen to be on what people consider the greatest sketch show in the history of TV. Right. I'll go crazy trying to outdo that. I'll go crazy, I'm like, this is gonna be better. I can't recreate history. I was already a part of history. What I can continue to do is stay, as the YN say, stay relevant, stay funny. And nobody can take that away from me. Before Chappelle's show, I was doing shit. And after Chappelle's show, I was still doing shit.
That's what the YN say. They say, here's what the OG
relevant.
say. The OG say, fuck them niggas. That's what we say.
What, fuck them?
Yeah, listen, man, let me tell you something. D, I know you, right? So, what have you done since then? You ate.
Yeah.
You ate, you paid your bills, you bought a house.
You know what? This is what people think.
You can't pay attention to shit like that.
I'll be mad at y'all.
Really,
you
but
all
you really
y'all make me
bro.
mad. Yo,
Why?
Because I know y'all.
No, I didn't say what have I done. I'm just saying.
No, I mean,
No, people
them
saying
to
that.
even,
Oh, yeah.
to even consider what another nigga talking about is crazy to me.
But
I don't,
see, but I want to say 2 points, right? Because everybody has said like three points. I didn't want to like breeze past that, right? So we dealing with white supremacy to where their sole focus is controlling everything, media, music, film, everything. And then another reason why we talk about crab, you said the crabs in the barrel, right? We're not taught psychology. We're not taught cognitive behavioral therapy. And what I found out, because I actually teach this and I do motivational speaking, right, is how you think creates how you feel becomes an emotion, that emotion becomes a vibration, that vibration becomes a magnet that attracts things to you, also repels things away from you. So when you think in a thought, right, your body produces a chemical associated with the thoughts that you think. Now think of it like dope. People do dope, right? If you're trying to kick the dope habit, right, you gotta literally chain a motherfucker to a bed, right? Why? Because they go through withdrawal, right? So when you start to think positive, right, and you start to elevate, right, your elevation can create emotions in the people watching you elevate, and if they don't know how to emulate or do it, they go through their own personal withdrawal, and then they want to attack you, right?
But eventually, you got to get those people out your life.
But listen.
Right. Eventually, you can't fuck with
hold
them.
on, I got you. Let me just.
You just can't fuck with
I got
them.
you. Listen, but let me just lay in a plane though. I'm gonna lay in a plane. I want to get this off, right? Because it's important. Somebody's watching is gonna understand this, right? It's not about separating. It's about understanding what we're conditioned to do, right? And understanding that they put race-specific chemicals in our food, the marijuana, the drugs, there's programming in media, television. They keep us at each other's necks, right? They put us in the barrel, right? And when we start to understand how our body works, how our minds works, right, we can emulate and multiply that level of success, right? And then I want to touch on what you said, and then what you said, and then I'll pass the mic. Pause. The reason why, when I said institutions, right, white motherfuckers, they have an agency to protect every area of white supremacy. So yes, we had Black Wall Street, right? We had those things that you said. When did we ever have our own CIA? When did we ever have our own FBI, our own Army, our own Navy SEALs, our own National Guard, right?
that would go back to the point that niggas have never fought.
Right. Listen, but this is we're saying the same thing. It's just a different perspective on it, right?
Right.
So, and I agree with you, right? What I'm saying is we have to create institutions that can protect the other institutions. When it came to self-defense, when it came to militia, when it came to having our own police force, our own National Guard, our own army, right? It was crickets. It was quiet in those areas. And the ones who went in that area, right, was the first. You talk about BLA. My grandfather was one of the founders, Black Liberation Army, and then you talk about the Black Panthers, right, and then the Crips and the Bloods, because the Crips and the Bloods was supposed to be our militias, right. So we had the early makings of something that could have went into self-defense and having our own army, right, but we didn't have the leadership to sustain that attack. Against America in that way, right? I got you. Let me just say this, right? Because I want to get it out, right? And then every success shouldn't be immaculate conception, right? It's like I gotta literally be Jesus if I'm Black. We don't have
At some point,
we don't have.
At some point, you gotta say fuck them.
No. Listen, I'm almost done.
I'm
Give me
telling
10
you the
seconds.
truth.
Give me 10 seconds. Give me 10 seconds.
At some
10
point,
seconds.
you
10
gotta
seconds.
say fuck
No,
them.
listen. No, give me 10 seconds.
That's my new shit. Fuck them all.
Yeah, I get it. But what we gotta create,
I'm tired, son.
You
know
way
how many
out.
niggas I tried to save?
Listen,
I give you an example.
But look.
And I gotta say this. And you probably the only part. Years ago, 20-some years ago, when I came from DC to New York, I was doing my jokes, and I was like, you know what? My jokes are not just jokes. They three-dimensional. There's characters in it. I said, what about if I start, I had these characters in there. What if I start doing sketches and stuff? I had an idea to get this sketch group together, right? It was called a secret society. No, at this time, nobody was doing sketch comedy. I had 12 people. Mike Epps was in that. Red Grant was in there. Mark Theobald was in there. Rich. I had a group of talented motherfuckers, right? And everybody was getting looks, right? But they didn't have that spectacle where everybody came at one time. So I put the group. It was like I considered. It was like the Wu-Tang of sketch, right? That was the only thing that made it exciting for agents to want to come out. My manager at the time was a young manager. He said, hey, we're going to do this showcase at Caroline. They invited everybody out. APA, William & Morris, all the agency, right? First time, they was like, they never seen no shit like this. Motherfuckers up there doing live sketch in a situation. We blew that motherfucking show up. And my manager at the time, he had his company. The next day, phones ringing like crazy. Who is this group? This was so-and-so, so-and-so. I took that group from like, I was the head writer. I cooked for niggas. I found the space for us to perform. I had a couple of goals when I first started. I said, I want to get us to make money. I want to get us on the college circuit, whatever. I got us on the college circuit. I said, I want to get some press. I said, this is what I want to do in a year. Everything I said I want to do, I did it in 6 months. APA at the time was the 4th largest film and television agency in the country.
Who owned it?
APA, I'm pretty sure it was some Jews people. I'm trying to be insulting, whatever, but that's just what the business was back then. So APA, the 4th largest film and television agency in the country. At this time, nobody that was with us, Mike Epps was bubbling. He was about to be gone. Right. But nobody even had, they wanted to fuck with me, right? They was like, yo, it was me and another girl, Dawn Formey. Those are the 2 people that they thought was, at that time, that popped on it, right? They wanted to fuck with me. But now I'm all that all for one shit, Wu-Tang forever. Right. I said, I'm not gonna sign with y'all unless y'all sign the whole group.
But you still advocating for somebody. This is what I'm trying to say, not to cut your wisdom, right?
But you are cutting my wisdom.
But you cut my wisdom too, right? So it's
no, I didn't. I waited.
Slightly.
No, I didn't.
Let me say it, sorry.
I raised my hand and everything, son.
I raised my hand.
And you know I got ADHD. I remember
me too, likewise, right?
Can you remember what I was saying?
I hear it. He got you.
Go ahead.
We're going to play the game later. Right. So
oh, shit.
We're advocating, and that's why it goes back, because I dealt with that same shit, right? And it's like,
I definitely don't.
You ain't let me finish my thought.
We going.
I gotta tell you my fucking.
Smart. Let me finish it up.
The point I'm making is, I was the one, even though everybody was talented.
Right.
I was the one that put the most work in bringing this together.
Right.
Right. They put 12 motherfuckers in this room. Everything. They said, okay. One of the conditions with them signing was, they said, if we have a situation, we don't want to talk to everybody in the group. Donnell's a point person. Or whatever, he's the person that we're going to talk to. And do you understand, motherfuckers had a problem with that. They was like, why did he make the last decision? Because this is my shit. Right. But here's another thing.
But
you
still
advocating
within that,
motherfucker. Listen, it's like, look, you trying to build your house in another man's backyard, as opposed to getting your own land and building it. And again,
there's a part 2 to this. Here's a part 2 to this.
Now you cut me off.
Because you cut me off.
We raising this out. Raising this out. Listen,
go ahead.
Listen, this is what I'm saying. And years ago, I told this to him, right? I said, man, why are we not building our own streaming services? He's fucking spot on right. Why the fuck I gotta figure it out? When you do a podcast, right? There's two parts of content. We spoke about this on the phone earlier, right? You get an audio deal, you get a visual deal. Right? So you need an IPA, an attorney, intellectual property attorney who specializes in doing deals just for audio and specializes in doing deals just for visual, right? And then Universal Music Group, right? iHeartRadio, which owns B, right? And B is the black spook who sat by the door, like that company, that podcast. I forgot what it's called, but it's called B. I know the abbreviation, right? Mm-hmm. And that's all the podcasts, Charlamagne the God, Envy, right? They're owned by iHeartRadio, right? What we putting in the work, this is the new plantation. It's a fucking digital plantation. Wow. We need to focus now on every area of monetization and focusing on ownership. And Math shouldn't have to say, yo, man, how do I do it? And he should be met with, well, this is how you do it, Math. You need to get 2 lawyers, right?
And that's what I was trying to say.
Pass the fucking plug. Hold on. Pass the fucking plug, right? We have to create nepotism, right? And if the generation before didn't do it, fuck them, okay? Right. And because I represent, my name is Smart. And I'm writing books, going on tour, teaching in schools, teaching us how to own shit. We can't be going to B&H and not fucking having our own cameras. Math has a potential to make enough money to own our own satellite radio tower. We can if we get the black people who want to share the information in the same room to the people who have the potential, then what's the incentive? The fucking money. We align in interest. So I can give you the information in exchange for equity. If you don't want to give it up for free, right? But I'm not gonna make you.
I think you should say Black Americans.
Black Americans, okay.
Black Americans.
Well, yeah, okay, well, sure. Yeah, right. But I'm not gonna make you feel like you gotta figure it out because the so-called Jews, the Asians, the Arabs, these white motherfuckers, they don't do that. They
don't
bring
do
them
that.
in.
And that was the point
they bring
I was
them
making.
in.
Okay, but the point I was making was fuck them all. All right?
No.
And the reason why, then we go back to the fuck them all. I'm gonna tell you the ones.
Nigga.
So
I'm
what
saying
you got
fuck 'em.
there?
This is what I'm saying
You
was.
tripping.
Right.
No, listen.
No.
Listen what I'm saying.
It's not. It's smart.
Listen what I'm saying.
Because the
When
other side of this,
when I had the
You
group,
can't
when
say
I,
fuck them all.
I'm gonna just
not them all.
That
Most
might
of
be
them.
a
All
stretch.
this is a stretch.
That might be a stretch. But I'm saying in this case, with me,
Fuck the ones who fucked you over.
listen, and they didn't really fuck me over.
All right.
This was the thing. I created this platform. I created a situation for everybody to get on. This was the only time we would go to auditions. Usually be like Mike Johnson, so and so. The group is called Secret Society. We would go to auditions and it would just say Secret Society.
Right.
And everybody had a shot. Now everybody's like starting to question me, start talking shit. And I was like, y'all do know that I stood up for y'all to be a part. But what I did was when I gave them the opportunity and I said, you know what? I heard niggas say they made Hov. Okay.
Make another hole.
I was like, if it was that easy and nobody get it, what I said was I tried this whole team shit, right? I tried it. Even when the group was breaking up, one of the managers said, I can't believe the group is breaking up. I said, this group is designed to break up. But when we break up, guess what? Somebody's gonna be a superstar. Somebody's gonna be a producer. Somebody's gonna be a writer. I wanted to showcase everything.
together.
But then I say, you know what? I'm not gonna let these motherfuckers eat me up. And I know that I got talent. And when I backed away from the group like that, that's when my shit started. So I
But you
said,
never was the plug.
What?
So at the end, you
I
never was
was.
the plug. No, you wasn't. You never was the plug. So
I was
again,
not-
If he hustled for him, right? If he hustled for him, how the fuck he giving you opportunity and he hustled for
No.
somebody?
I don't understand what you mean.
Hold on.
I had a
No, I said-
situation.
He's saying that.
These people.
No.
He's saying that
I'm
he
saying
brought
it
us
right.
all together.
I'm saying it right.
But if you the
Because
person,
this
if
time-
you the
at
person
this
once
time-
removed from the plug,
No, you ain't even the person once moved from the plug. It's like 10 people in front of
can
you.
still-
Yes, you can.
you can still go like that.
And why the fuck I
Who's
gotta
the plug in this situation?
Let me say this last thing. The so-called
the-
Jews.
the-
The
yeah,
motherfuckers
the
running the
business.
shit. What I'm saying is this, right? You got talent, right?
No, I was this is what I'm saying. You said I wasn't the plug, but I was the plug because I was giving people opportunity for people to see them. And I would say 60% of the people that's in that group ain't
So
even
you're
in the
giving them-
business
So
no more.
why aren't you the person that's looking at them as opposed to bringing them to the people to look at them?
I am doing that. I'm doing both of them. I don't understand. I don't,
No, see, he's.
I know you don't understand.
No, listen.
it's simple.
because it don't really work like that. Because
Yes, it do.
If you the nigga that I buy 100 bricks from, you are the plug.
right?
No,
But if
fuck you
I'm
not.
the nigga that supply all of the niggas in the street, who am I?
You the plug to them. This is what I'm saying. That's how that works.
That
It's
way of
once
thinking,
removed.
fuck that. Fuck that way of thinking.
Look.
My thing is this.
First of
My
all,
thing is
if
this.
you copping weight, period, you the plug to somebody.
Right.
You the plug to somebody. So
But don't pretend that. But what I'm saying is this, right? Look,
He's telling you to
and
have your
everybody's
own
different.
show.
Listen,
yeah, no.
He wants you to have your own show.
Not just the
He
show.
wants you to be.
Show. It's a different not just the show. But listen, not just the show. That's one component of it, right? What I'm talking about is this. We in a time right now, right? We in a time of David. Now listen, and I'm gonna say this last. I ain't be long with it, right? If we get
and just because you do your hands, that don't mean you get more time.
right?
That's a public speaker right there. Right. If we start doing this shit, he's like, oh, it's about to get
So
crazy.
if we get,
eventually you're gonna land here.
I'm giving you flowers. If we get you, right? If we get you, we get Math Hoffa, we get him, we get our Michael Jordans, we get our cream of the crop to understand direct to consumer, to have an interest in technology, right? If Kasana wants to go to MIT, right, instead of going to BMW or Rolls Royce and say, look, I'm gonna go hire the same programmers that built the technology that I'm streaming on instead of buying this fucking Bentley, then the game changes.
But you know what's changing? I'm gonna tell you what's changing again.
I gotta get this off.
I'm talking like that too.
I got you, please.
I can do this too.
For sure.
I can do this.
Right, we ain't
You ain't the only one can do that.
I'm saying this.
You on that thought? Okay, go.
Right. We in the times of David and Goliath, technology is the slingshot.
Right.
The rock inside the slingshot is collaboration, but it has to be horizontal, not vertical. So we have enough power right now, right, to really be the plug.
Not really.
But we do. And
I'm gonna tell you why.
Let me
Because if you got the platform, who got the bandwidth?
We gotta let the primary guest. Primary guest.
Okay, hold up. Okay, listen.
What I'm saying, make sure you head shit.
I'm saying what I'm. Okay,
do the head shit.
listen, all right, pause. I didn't have to say pause. I just wanted to pause. But I think what's happening is that we are evolving into that, and the way we're doing it is because I would say one thing is social media, and motherfuckers starting to see the power that they have.
Right.
And it's going to be people like those guys at ISO Speed or whatever, the Kaizenized, who realize that they have the power to bring it back. My crew that I fuck with right now, I say, you know what? I give people opportunities. We have certain things. I say, let's just break what the traditional way of management and agents are. Let's have our collective. Nobody's really in charge. It's just like, if you come in this circle right here, you know, my good friend Javante Roberts, she's a talented producer, talented writer, and all that type shit. If I see a situation come through, I'm like, somebody talking about something, let me put her in there.
Right.
Instead of being like this.
Outsource it, right.
Yeah, instead of it being like, you know what, I'm represented by so-and-so and I'm exclusive. Nah, let us have a group of people, a collective that come together and we throw each other work.
Right.
That's what I want to do. And I look at it like this. A lot of shit, and you probably in the same boat. A lot of shit I used to do, I was like this, I'm just gonna do that on a strip, that's just a favor. Nah, fuck that, nigga. Because half the time you do that, motherfuckers gonna forget.
Not
throw you on the bus when they get here.
So if you're gonna do that, give me 10% back into the company.
I want to say
I mean,
just gonna forget.
Wait, hold on.
Somebody.
No, they're gonna shit on you, so they're gonna block you.
See, my thing is this right here.
Yeah,
When y'all say
And
stuff
I've
like
been in that situation.
If you got the show, right? Do you own the theater? If you got the platform, like if Kaizenized left right now and started his own little website thing that he could do, right?
Yes, it won't be a little website.
No, that's not a word. This is what I'm saying. This is what I say.
It would be big.
I say little because Facebook has 1 billion users. Instagram,
but they didn't start off with 1 billion users.
Right, but how long would it take him to build? It's a lot of saturation out
there. Check it. No. Listen,
it's
not about saturation.
No.
It's not about saturation. Hold on, look.
It's about saturation.
Listen, God, look.
We're gonna get to that.
No, it's not about saturation. It's about systems. It's about systems.
When Twitter was the only platform that y'all could do that bullshit and yell at each other for no fucking apparent reason on, Twitter was popping. But once Twitter slipped and X came in, and Blue Sky came in.
Who built X? And who built Twitter?
The same people.
Listen, how much does it cost? This is what I'm saying about understanding, and we going in that area, right? So it's about, once these people get the information, me and Math had a conversation, like a fucking hour conversation this morning, and I'm like, yo, bro, I'm like, what, man, you got this, bro, listen, like, audio, visual, this the deal, this is what you need to be looking at, right? Once we can change, these motherfuckers is missiles, they got the wrong coordinates in the missile, right? So Kaizenized making money, bro. Then you go, how much would it cost, right, to outsource and pay for hire the people that build the technology that I'm screaming on?
I got you. How much
So
would it
he's
cost?
already had it because he's doing that Kaizenized University.
Wait a minute,
Right,
how much would it cost for me
the
to pay the internet provider to slow your shit down?
Nah, gang. You missing a point.
You
can't slow it down.
I kind of get.
You can't. No.
Maybe y'all not looking. I'm looking at.
No.
You need a nation. Is what you need.
No.
You need land.
What you need is your own
and
servers. What you need is your own servers. So it's the same thing. You need your own servers. So what I'm saying is somebody's gonna watch this, right? This is what I want them to take away from this, right? If I can go and purchase, like I got a 2026 BMW outside, right? And it's nice, right?
You got the title? You don't got shit. Go ahead.
You missing.
I'm not.
You are. And what I'm saying is, what I'm trying to tell you is, it's about focus, homie. Now, the same money that this is not between me and you. This is somebody who's gonna watch this, right? And the kid who's lit, who has clout. We going to Icebox. We going to Diamond District. We going to LV. We going to Louis Vuitton. We spending all this money in this bullshit, but you can spend 1% of that in a staff. And the staff can build the technology. And what I'm saying about building
But that ain't gonna get you no bitches though. the car wheel. Fuck what he talking about.
Listen, but I'm saying, look, but no, listen, nah. In constant nah situation. Listen.
Give me the keys, nigga. Fuck that title, nigga. Give me the keys. There's some bitches out here want some opportunities.
Listen.
Let's get it.
Listen.
Let's talk about it.
I think what's going on right here is there's an opportunistic mind, and then there are people who see a reoccurring situation where there are bigger traps being built. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? To control.
Not control.
Is it realistic?
You can have a million servers. If you don't have Verizon going into the household, what do you have?
And I feel what you're saying, but you got to start somewhere.
No, I'm not saying. I agree with him. I agree with him 100% when he says we need to build our own.
But don't crush the house before it's built.
No, but y'all can't be out here talking about start. You can't start at the top.
You got kids.
You cannot start at the top step.
Look. I'm on the radio tower course. Check it out, right? Look, we spend the money. This is the problem. And look, we're not the minority.
This is
we're not the minority, we're the majority, okay? We are the majority. There's more black people everywhere on this planet, okay? So the reason why they create this bullshit gatekeeper system, because if they tell Math, and Math go tell him, and he go tell me, and I tell you, guess what now? You got 4 niggas that want to get more money.
But I will say the gatekeeping situation is almost about to be dead. And the reason why I say
it's not. Let me explain. It's not. Because
of my opinion, the reason why I say that, when I first started this, when I first started in this business, you had it was 3, this is where the gatekeeping came in. You had ABC, CBS, and NBC, right? Mm-hmm. Then you had the agency, they had the relationships with the producers, with the casting people in those 3 networks. And the reason why gatekeeping was strong back then is because the only way you was gonna get on HBO, you had to know Alexa Foley. The only way you was gonna get you had to know these people. The only way you was gonna be seen, you had to know these people. Now with social media and things, I'm telling you, that I went to a thing today when they talking about how A&R's about to be dead. It's gonna be over because we creating, only thing they want to do is sell ad space. Mm-hmm. You got these Kai Cenat motherfuckers that you got motherfuckers that say, I got 25 million followers, right? I can just click a button and I'm reaching 2 million people. To sustain a show on cable TV, you got to do 1.5. So those gates are busted down because you don't have to be seen just with ABC.
No, hold on. Let me address this one.
Look how many motherfuckers are becoming millionaires that don't need TV, don't need movies.
What they need?
They just need what they need. What they need is a platform.
They need technology. Right. So the people who build the technology, those are gatekeepers. Look, check it out.
Hold on, Small. Hold on. Let me handle this because I dwell in this area of the followers, the views, the subscribers. Got 1 million subscribers, and I see how things are shifting. The subscribers and the people that follow you, I don't know if you notice, you don't really see too much of the people you actually follow anymore. You see a lot of paid advertising.
You don't have the data.
You see a lot of suggested.
You don't have the data.
But let me get there. Because he's talking about the platforms, right? If you have 25 million followers, you no longer have access to that 25 million followers. They're creating algorithms to kind of store people out.
And I go back to your point, you can control that. I understand that.
If I'm a company and I come to you and say, yo, I want to give you $50,000 so that you can sell my these t-shirts, and you got 25 million followers, you're going to be like, oh, it's a nice t-shirt. I could just go make this t-shirt myself.
Right.
Because we're getting to the point where technology, it's not costing too much to make things anymore. It's not costing too much to find a team that can build stuff. So this algorithm that they talk about that, the algorithm is actually designed to separate you from your follower and steer it in the direction of whatever they want.
And when you understand technology, right? Mm-hmm. So when you understand technology, when we get the kids to shift, right? When Dame came out, right? When you talk about Dame Dash, Master P, right? It's like, yo, we're gonna start our own record label, right? If Dame was 19 years old right now, if Master P was 16 right now, he I'm gonna build my own streaming service. I'm gonna build my own Apple. I'm gonna build my own Spotify. Your gatekeeper now becomes Larry Page and Sergey Brin. Those are motherfuckers who own Google, okay? Your gatekeeper becomes Evan Spiegel. That's the motherfucker who owns Snapchat, right?
So, but they're never gonna stop you from making money for them.
No, it's not about what I'm saying is it has to be a shift in the mindset of us to where now we say, okay, look, instead of me going to buy this nice car I'm going to Boston. I'm going to MIT. I'm going to go grab up 30 motherfuckers like him, put them in a non-compete clause contract, and we're going to build the technology. If I show speed and Kosnas says, we just did streaming university, right? We making all this money. We going to MIT. Who built this? The same people that built this technology, we going to hire them. Or people who have the same skill set, right?
But I do think that's the direction that they are going into.
Listen, check
them
it.
youngers is different.
Right, and then this is where they need all the pieces though. Then you say, okay, why would I want to put my server location in America? I can be in Africa, right? Where I'm protected.
VPN.
I can give the government in Africa, right? I can give the government in Africa
My VPN, I'm in Africa right now.
80-20, right? We do an 80-20 deal.
I'll switch my VPN. I was in Atlanta last week.
Look, we do an 80-20. We give them 80. We take 20, right? That ensures that we protect it, right? And then now we have our own servers, our own technology. We've been the face of culture, right? We've been the forefront. We've been the Michael Jordans. We've been the ashy kneecaps, right?
That was dirty, son.
Yeah,
that was dirty. That was uncalled for. This was wrong with black people right now. See what you just did? You sold me all this positive shit, and you just hit me with a joke. I didn't do that. When I came in this punk ass podcast earlier, right?
Damn, it's a punk ass podcast.
I'm just saying. Talking shit. No, I'm just saying. When I walked in, I didn't say I'm going to. He was like, excuse me. Yeah, I was like, excuse me.
I was scared.
No, you was like, we're taping right now. I said, okay.
I didn't think that was you.
Then I walked to the laundromat to use the bathroom.
You went to why?
Because I didn't want to interrupt your punk ass podcast, son.
Talk your shit, son.
I'm just saying, nah, no you don't, nigga.
I appreciate you.
Ain't no security or nothing.
You went to the laundromat.
Yo,
I paid $20 to use the bathroom at the laundromat. The bitch didn't want to give me the key. She said, hey, the key, the bathroom, the key.
Yo, we gonna
I said, here go $20.
I thought you was dead.
She said, you gonna use the bathroom. I had to pay $20 to go to the bathroom, son.
We're gonna take a 5-minute break.
Listen, okay, so you already did the work, right? You already did the work. So you already built up. It's like if I'm selling crack, right? And I got a phone, right? And let's say I got a phone, I got 300 fiends in the phone, right? I get knocked. This my man, right? Yo, he take the phone. That phone's still good. I mean, because everybody still smoke.
Still got 300 lines.
They smoke. You know what I'm saying? They don't give a fuck about me. They gonna get high, right? So as long as you got the work to give them, they fucking with you now. You know what I'm saying? And if you get knocked and you get him the phone, everybody it's the phone, right? So the phone is the network, right? Let me you got a phone? You got a phone? Quick?
Like a telephone?
Yeah, you got like put a time on. I just need 2 minutes. And I'm out. I just need
Hey
2
Siri,
minutes.
set a timer for 2 minutes.
So I need. Right? Boom. Okay, so let me see. I got to get right back to you. Let me just boom. All right. So you already
1001. 1000.
Right.
Time of the speeches.
You already built up your phone. Your phone is already built. Can't nobody take that from you. Remember I always say, music is not a product. It's a commercial for the products you sell and the services you provide. You've already created customers. Your phone is already filled. Okay. Now the platforms, the Google, the YouTube, they're gonna hide those customers from you. So you get attorneys, you get lawyers, people that's gonna give you access to your data, and they're supposed to, all those accounts, IP addresses, like those emails, they have
You've done this before.
Say it again?
You've done this before.
Bro, you forgot. I did a whole tour off the episode that we did, bro. Like that's why I said, like, I don't know what the fuck you.
No,
I did a whole tour.
I understand, but I'm talking about the actual process.
Man, let me land a plane, gang. Let me land a plane.
And again, you got 2 minutes.
Yeah,
Let's go.
This is why the relationship be fucked up, because I be trying to give you the information.
Bro,
and you
all
don't
I
want to
ask
receive
is,
it.
have you done it? That's
bro,
it.
I'm doing it, and I'm still doing it, bro. I've been doing it since I made my first $1 million selling mixtapes out my car when I got dropped. Once they dropped me, I've been doing it since before we done the episode, bro. I've been selling CDs, and then when the CDs got dried up, I switched over to QR codes. So I've scaled my audience. This is how I monetize. I did a whole tour in 2003 speaking to artists, people that followed me, right? And before I knew to get the lawyer, are you getting this? All right, cool. Before I knew to get the lawyer, I knew to build the phone. That's what I knew. But then as I started once I did the tour, I started getting shadow banned. So once I got shadow banned, I said, damn, why these motherfuckers you ain't getting my DMs, you ain't getting my. So I asked, I said, can I sue these people? Like I know if I got 300,000 followers over here, why I'm only getting 30 views on this shit?
Because you don't own the land.
Right. But your lawyer, you're my account. My data is my data. So whether
You agree to a terms of service.
bro, my data is my data.
You agree that's their data.
Null and void. No. Listen, if you market me as I have this many followers for my safety super, bro.
You have that many followers on my platform.
Bro,
it's
you
my
not listen to what I'm
data.
saying, bro.
Those are my followers.
Look, Smart. If you know how to do it,
I'm trying to say it. Niggas
This
keep
what-
cutting
but-
me the fuck
but that's
off.
what
I
I'm
don't
saying.
get it.
That's what I'm
Listen, bro, your safety, my safety. I need to know your safety supersedes that contractual agreement. I need to know who's following me and what. I'm a public figure. I need to know. So when you hire an attorney, if you get pushback and your attorney is gonna get the data. I've got my data. Now, like when I post something, I get the views I'm supposed to get. Now from those views, I reach out to each one of those people manually. That's what I did for my first tour. When the numbers got too big, I paid a sales team to send DMs to people to sell my products, my services, my ebooks, my audiobooks, my consulting, me talking on the phone, etc., etc. And then from there, now I'm going to schools. For you already built up the name, the followers, everything is already built for you. You just need a product and a sales team, bro. And the content that you already created, you're gonna keep creating fucking content. You gotta, I don't know how many seasons you did, but all those episodes are commercials. So what I did for my tour and what I'm doing now, I did a no labels tour. I sold 80,000 t-shirts, bro.
Product? Like iPhones?
I sold 80,000
No,
t-shirts.
like iPhones. Like, give me mine.
in 2 minutes.
I sold 80,000 t-shirts.
So
right?
Smart. Let's sit down and figure it out tomorrow.
Bro, listen, man, you keep shitting. You
I'm
keep
not
trying to make sure
shitting.
shit.
Yo.
And you making me feel the type of way, man.
I didn't do it. It wasn't me.
Was it you this time?
It wasn't me.
Was it you this time?
I didn't do it the last time. Listen, I keep telling y'all, I have Tribe Called Quest lyrics that I've been trying to remember. I can't just take in a bunch of shit that's not gonna help.
But
I tune it up.
at the same time, there's your response to a lot of things is the bigger trap. And to a certain extent, I get where you're going.
You know what a pyramid
but you
scheme
still
is?
got, yeah,
That was
I
it.
get it.
You gotta take these niggas shit to build these niggas shit to do these niggas shit. Nigga, that's a pyramid scheme.
It's not a pyramid.
That's a fucking
Not
pyramid
a pyramid scheme. If you could,
Pyramid schemes work until you get to that bottom level. So you gotta be
Yeah,
right when it
you
get
gotta
there.
listen.
When it get down
You gotta-
there, nigga.
'cause I'm telling
guess
you,
who going
listen.
to jail tonight?
I've been on earth enough years to know fuckery when I hear it. And I'm not saying he don't have good ideas. I definitely believe that he's a wise young man in whatever lane that he's trying to be in, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, my man, you can't build towers without land. And I keep trying to tell y'all, it's base necessities.
Like I said earlier, at some point, and we connect with that, at some point, it's not in a bad way, and it comes from frustration, keep trying to do the same thing the same way. Certain times you gotta just say, fuck them.
Fuck them.
Fuck them all. At some point, you gotta just figure out what you, and especially when you've done so much for people and you keep getting burnt the same way. It's like this, you know what? I gotta think with my mind and not my heart, because our heart will keep us fucked up, and our heart will keep us broke, because we keep on constantly talking about, oh, how this person's gonna feel. But if you think about it, the most successful people, and people can take this however they want, the most successful people are the people when they hit that stride where they be like, man, fuck them. When you say fuck them, I'm gonna do it, and then, you know, I'm telling you, you can't save fucking everybody. I tell you something, I used to be like this. I used to try, I'm like this, nigga, I wanna take the whole hood. I wanna say the whole hood, but then it was met with a lot of pushback, frustration, fuck that nigga, who you think it is. I say, you know what? Let me just grab one or two niggas, right? And then let me be an example of what you can do.
Right.
You know, because at this point right now, we got too many, for a motherfucker to be in a fucked up situation right now, it's fucked up because we got too many examples of what you can do. Too many examples of what can happen. When Barack Obama got elected, right? Somebody said, is he gonna be a good president? I said, I didn't vote for Barack Obama.
I voted for the black man.
I didn't vote for him to be a
nigga.
good president. I voted for him because guess what? That was the last thing motherfuckers, excuse me, motherfucker, ain't gonna be no black astronauts. We got black astronauts. Ain't gonna be no black this, we got black that. Ain't gonna never be no black president. We got black president now. So, okay, what you gonna do now? I ain't saying he was great, whatever, but he
They
is an
started
example
over.
of
What are you talking about?
it can happen.
And
Yeah.
that was the reason I voted.
Yeah, but the
because
problem-
I had my sons in mind. I'm like,
Yeah.
if they grow up in an era where they see, oh, this is possible, then maybe they'll reach higher.
Yeah.
What
than we
era they
did.
growing up in right now? Because this is the it can happen era.
All right, what's the new norm?
But I'm gonna tell you, this is where I had my son is 10 years old, right?
Yeah.
And I was talking to some people, and I was like, is it important, I'm saying to myself, is it important for my son to go to college, right? And the reason why I say that, because I'm old school, right?
Mm-hmm.
I remember it was the two jobs that everybody always talk about, just be successful, doctor and a lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
When's the last time you heard somebody talk about
Not
being a
me.
doctor
I
and a
believed
lawyer?
in the three that Master P is. That's why Master P is my hero. You can
Okay,
sell
was it-
crack, rap, and sell drugs.
What?
Master P. He played basketball professionally. He rapped professionally,
Mm-hmm.
and he sold drugs professionally.
But the point I'm making about that, the point I'm making that with my son is like, right now, I'm training him to have a CEO mindset right now. I'm training him to have that creative mind. The other day, he had all these dinosaurs or whatever, right? And I was like, I'm mad with you. He was like, what are you mad about? I said, we got all these dinosaurs, and you're supposed to be making a movie. When you gonna make your movie? He was like, well, I need more storage on my phone, right? I'm like, you need to knock some of them roadblocks off. That's what.
Right.
He said, he said, I need more storage. I was like, are you gonna let me be involved? I said, because the last time when I found out you had a YouTube page, I said, why you didn't tell me I could help you? And my son said, Daddy, I don't want them problems. He wanted to get subscribers by himself, not because my daddy said, follow him.
And
No, but
that's-
listen,
that's-
And
no,
that's-
but wait,
and
but this
that's
way,
pure.
but listen, but then,
because
but,
I'm here for the alley-oop.
but I know, but
I worked this hard
Yeah,
for the alley-oop.
but this what I would've- this
What if
what
I
I-
just want to learn to dunk on my own?
yeah,
No.
do you mean?
No, I
because,
respect-
because I did not slave and smile when I didn't want to, wake up when I didn't want to, so that you could start at zero.
And the
That's
answer,
not-
But
the
no, but
answer
no,
to that
this is why I
is
say- this
who
is why I
told
say-
you to do that?
what I respected about that, what I respected about it, then I didn't agree with it because I feel like I'm here.
Right.
I respected that he was like, nah, Daddy, I want to do it myself. So when he talked about, I was like, but you remember the last time I wanted to help you, you said you didn't want them problems. And then he said to me, this when he think he do this, this is the thing when he be thinking, he said, all right, Daddy, I just want you to be in charge of promotions, right? He gave me a department.
You got a job now.
Yo, he gave me, and I was happy.
Calvin got a
I
job
was
now.
happy. And just because I'm a person that's trying
Calvin.
to,
That's a smart kid.
yo,
That's a
just
smart
because
kid.
I'm the person that's trying my best at co-parenting, and this is where I always try to include, even
No such
though,
thing.
listen, even though I wanted me and him to have a relationship, always include her. And I was like, well, you know, your mom does, so I said, well, maybe you can have mom as the creative director. I didn't really want him to do that. But to my point, like, I'm training him now to think about having his own shit before he even think about going to college. If I say, okay, you know this, I said, you building your brand, Austin. I said, you like dinosaurs, you like drawing dinosaurs. So we're gonna do your dinosaur movie. And also, because he liked to draw, I said, we're gonna do your dinosaur merch line. Because what I did once, he gave me, you know, kids have all these pictures and you put them on the refrigerator and everything. And he had one, it was me and him as just stick figures, right? And I wanted him to see it go from a piece of paper to something else. So I got some shirts made and some hoodies made, right? And he was like, oh, Daddy, I like that. And on Instagram, people was like, oh, I like that. I was like, yo, you got a base right now. I don't want him to, my son, I don't want him to go to school, get a degree, and then after he get done and he's like this, now my life starts. I want it to start right now.
Right.
I feel you on that.
You know what I'm saying?
And I agree with that.
And think, if you think about it, I'm old enough to know that the jobs that are here for kids now, they didn't exist back then. You know, kids, we used to say, I want to be a programmer, I want to be all this type of stuff. And I used to laugh, they're like, ain't no money in that. But now that's part of college curriculum now. know what I'm saying?
But there still ain't
Content.
no jobs out there. I wouldn't
Huh?
say that part.
What'd you say?
No jobs out there.
I never said it wasn't no job.
jobs.
I'm saying the jobs that we respected the most, they don't get the same respect.
Correct. That is the
Doctor,
truth.
lawyer, all that. It used to be like this. They're doing good. They're doing a doctor, lawyer. You know,
Yeah.
you got streamers out here that's quadrupling the
What
money
the
that the top
doctors
surgeons
making.
making.
That's facts.
It's a whole different.
Yeah, but with the kid part, here's the part with the kid part, right? With my son, since every year we stick him in something, boxing, taekwondo, math, Spanish, we did all of that. He just want to play soccer. That's it. He don't care about nothing else. He just want to play soccer.
You know, my
I
son.
mean, and how old is he now?
He's 11.
That's gonna change.
And you know what? I know that. All of the things you heard me say is things that at 21 will kick in.
And I also want my son to learn how to make pupusas. Because I
like-
told him, you know how much,
Yeah,
you know how
son.
much
Yo,
pupusa
listen.
you gonna get if you can.
Why?
make
So they can
homemade
snatch
pupusa?
him up by Home Depot? We not
Man,
doing that to the young
He gonna
guard.
have so many salvi chicks if he can.
We
make
not doing that to the
pupusas.
young guard, man.
Now, for me, it was real important that my sons went to college.
Right.
But after
How's your kids?
my oldest son is 24, my youngest is 19. He's 19.
Somebody gonna fuck you up on that one.
Yeah, but-
His mom gonna call me like,
Yo,
he's
son,
20. No, he's
No,
19.
but think
He's
about
19,
it.
right?
It was important for you back then.
No, personally, I feel like, especially for black fathers, I don't know if you went to college.
No, I didn't. Military was my college.
Well, I didn't graduate or anything.
Right. Did you have this like feeling like, okay, everything that I didn't get, my son has to get.
Yeah, but things I agree with you 100%. That's the reason why I didn't have that relationship with my dad. My dad was a heroin kingpin in DC, right? He had a lifestyle, didn't get him a chance to spend as much time as he wanted with his kids. My dad not being there, he is one of the reasons I'm the dad that I am. Like you said, give him something you didn't have. One thing I preach to my son, we making memories to last a lifetime. My father was, when I saw him, he was great. I didn't see him a lot. He was in prison or with his chicks or whatever. And I constantly say, I got 2 handful of memories with my dad. I don't want that with my son. I got more memories of my son in 2 weeks in Ohio than I had with my father my whole life. So I agree with you when you said you want something different from them, different for him. I agree with that when it comes to that. But when it comes to the social setting and what he wants to do in his life, of course, yes. Oh yeah, you can go to college, awesome. But by the time he's in the fucking 8th or 9th grade, I want him to be running his own shit. Right. You know what I want my son to go to college for? Pussy.
I'm not even sure if
They'll get a lot of that.
I want him to go to have a good time.
he gonna go to college.
But I want him to be established.
When he graduates,
I'm not trying to blow up my boys.
He gonna graduate.
But that happens. That happens.
Yeah.
He gonna graduate as a
that
colleges, huh?
That's it.
But I feel like it's a status quo. Because in the era that we live in, they don't really have to go there to figure things out.
I'm raising my son to be able to survive on Earth. I realized that I have a young black boy. Shit ain't ever got better, it got worse. So like I said, I put in the things that he's gonna need. Math, he's gonna need. 2 languages, he's gonna need. Self-defense, he's gonna need. I only add the things that are necessary.
If you think about it, what is a kid gonna need math for?
Math is the only true universal language. Math and violence. Those
When's
are the only
last
2
time-
things that
when's-
everybody understands.
When's the last time somebody used math for anything if there wasn't a drug dealer?
First
You mean
of all,
when you went to the store and got your change?
Stop.
I build buildings every day, so math is definitely part of my life. But
I'm not feeling the math and violence.
we're
thing.
not talking about.
I'm not feeling.
Listen, there are only 2 universal languages: math and violence. Everything else is
saying
subject
it,
to
bro.
location.
Stop doing that, bro.
I don't mean like you in violence.
I'm
Oh,
just
I
saying.
guess you must. Oh, you know what?
I don't
Nobody
like-
told you to
See,
do what
stop.
you did.
Stop. See, I don't like that. I don't like
The
that.
dude outside came up with the wrong battle rapper. He said,
Stop. See? Here we go again. Here we go. I'm not really.
"So you're styling on you." So they styling on you. No,
That's not even me.
I know, but he was just trying to remember the punch. That's not my fault. I wasn't there for that one. I would have said, "Hey, maybe don't." Listen, either way, Spanish is where you live out on Earth. Chinese or Mandarin, Cantonese. It's all you're standing at. The languages that you speak.
Man, I took Spanish. I learned como se llama usted, not quit, nigga. That was it.
Who's dead?
Whatever. I see. That's how good I,
I know
was.
it's whatever.
Spanish.
I looked around at the room full of people that speak Spanish. They all went like that.
I ain't gonna front. I pass as Dominican because I could say, yo no habla español, habla inglés, por favor. Very well.
The way you really pass it. The way you
and they
really
be looking at me like,
For the Dominican,
man, get
The way
fuck
you
out
really-
of here.
you should have just said, que lo que.
No, you should have just
You could have just kept it short, said que lo que, and got away with it.
or just had no socks.
I basically said,
said-
I don't speak Spanish.
No socks. You
No
Dominican,
socks.
pop.
and some chancla- Yo.
I said, I don't speak Spanish. Speak English, please.
Listen.
I learned it very well. Very well.
Duolingo.
What's the new norm? All right, your kid's going to college and learning all this stuff, bro. AI is going to be doing pretty much everything.
Not my job, from my understanding.
No.
From my
You
understanding,
good
plumbing,
for a while.
Plumbing, until
You're good
when?
for a
Listen,
while.
they need. Listen, unless Rosie from the Jetsons is out here, I'm be here for a minute. It's y'all I got to worry because they got AI doing songs, they got AI doing videos. Podcasts might be next. You want to know the new norm? You niggas not being real.
No, but the new norm is even with AI as a technology, nobody's gonna be able to use it. So they're gonna have nobody's gonna be able to understand it. When new technology comes in, people don't get it. So you gotta hire somebody. Even if AI takes over, you still gonna have to have somebody that really knows AI and know how to use it. That's gonna be the next thing.
Nah, the speed this shit is going, you just gonna have to tell it what you want.
The
But
problem
somebody's
is,
got to tell. Somebody has to set up the AI for you even to be able to communicate with.
right,
it.
people don't use AI. Right.
No,
You got-
but I'd say
people
by
don't use it.
2028, you'll be able to just say, yo, can you make me this?
Oh, you mean like just
2028.
fully automated?
Listen,
Listen, I've been waiting on a hovering skateboard since Back to the Future. Don't have that much fucking faith in man.
It's out here. It's got to be. out here.
I'm certain it is, but
you ever
Math
used AI
Hoffa.
to make a joke?
No, I've used AI to.
It took a little second.
No,
before you said
no. The
that.
reason why, because I want to be. I want to be.
that's a legend. That's a legend. We gonna put some respect on the legend name.
No, because I'm so tired. I'm learning how to like take a second to respond to somebody to give them the answer that they need. And I have not used AI to write a joke for me, but I have played with AI to see what joke they would think would be right for me. I've never used a joke from AI, but I've put in like Donnell Rawlings, my background and everything, and they wrote some shit, but it ain't funny enough for me.
Here's hilarious.
What?
Cam from It Is What It Is, Cameron MC, he lost a 3-round battle to AI. Shit was hilarious.
Cam lost the battle to
Yeah,
AI?
he put it on his Instagram. Shit was hilarious. He was even in his comments, he was like, "Yo, this motherfucker was fast." AI
did that?
had bars.
Who did that?
AI, Cameron.
Cam.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he lost the battle 3 rounds.
I don't know if he lost.
He lost.
You sure that one? Omar.
Nah, that I don't even want to get into that one, but that was the L. Omar Gooden Jr. Omar Gooden. Let me not say Junior. That's where all of that shit started.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
But you know what? It shouldn't.
How do you feel about that? Like,
You know what? Here's the crazy thing for me. My relationship with both of them. I did a movie, and it's so funny because the relationship Cameron had with Omar is because I did a movie some years ago. Those same people, Swirl Entertainment. It was called Percentage, right? And Omar was one of the stars in that. So when I saw it, they was like going back and forth. I was like, damn, they work together, right? I think that maybe it's Omar was having a bad day, but for somebody to mistake you and say Omar Gooden Jr., I don't think that that's enough to just snap, because it's an easy mistake. It's an easy mistake. And the thing about it was, I know that could have been a mistake by him because Cameron worked with him. We did the movie together.
Right.
But I will say, it was a good situation for Omar because a lot of people don't know him as a rapper or anything like that.
oh, yeah, I did a review on one of his diss records.
Yeah, but when he
And it
came back,
it got a lot of views.
Yeah,
It
he
got a lot of views.
he got bars, but here's how I think about it, right? Like y'all kept talking crabs in the barrel shit, right? In my brain, both of them thought the same thing. This is just easy views.
Clout.
Clout. Real fun, lightweight, no real beef could come from this. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing crazy. So if I respond, you respond. I respond, you respond.
Here's the problem with that. When you're in the public eye, like me and you could have a back and forth publicly, right?
Right?
We make up. It's cool. We good. Whatever. It's the people who now have this information that keeps that shit alive.
Correct.
It's the people in Cameron's comments like, yo, he's smoking you with the
I
battle
thought
raps.
that
And
all
the
of
people-
y'all were here to keep y'all name alive.
But I'm telling you, it doesn't
But I tell you,
turn into
you know,
a-
interesting thing about where we live now. At the end of the day, you can make money off of negativity. You can, yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
No,
Yes.
I'm saying I know
It's
you can.
unfortunate.
I know you can, but where does it stop?
It don't stop.
Where does it
Wait,
stop?
what
It's
is
all about engagement. Like I remember back in the day, for you to really be successful, it wasn't too many people that made money when you hated them. Star and Buck Wild probably the first ones that embraced
facts?
that
The hate.
I'm gonna fall in love with a hater.
The hate.
Right.
But back then, if niggas didn't like you, they wasn't gonna buy your albums. They wasn't gonna fuck with you.
Right.
Now, because we're in a world where it's engagement, like, yo, if motherfucker hate on a podcast, that's gonna get way more views
Than a loved episode.
The ones the motherfuckers
Facts.
like. And at the end of the day, it's engagement, and they know that. I tell you, I call it like this. Sometimes in this podcast world, motherfuckers become click whores. And the reason why, it's like this, I want to talk about this. And even like, motherfuckers start thinking like this. And even in an interview, here's the sound bite. This is what make me for two.
Right.
Every time you post a promo video, it's a cliffhanger. Every time you post a video,
Yeah.
it's like a boom, what I want to
Boom.
know next.
Right.
And what people knowing is, they look at it like this. Okay, I can do this, I'm gonna get this much heat. But if I do this, it's gonna go crazy. I believe this. I put it like this. This is my opinion. Donald Trump, when he was first running, right? Do I personally believe that he felt everything he was saying, or if he thought it was right? I don't. What I think was his strategist. The motherfucker said, "Listen, man,
Your base.
yo, they look. He probably listen like, we know back in the day you was fucking black chicks or whatever. We know you was in rap videos. That's not gonna move the dial. This is what's gonna happen when they got it. Like when you was talking about the people that specialize in so and so, they have to sit down with you and say, all right, do you want to be cool or do you want to win? And it was like this. All right, watch this test. Oh, I love African Americans. Blah 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 blah. Fuck them. Blah 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 blah.
Right.
I'm trying to get elected.
Okay.
Fuck them
Yeah,
got more
negativity.
votes. Right, the hits.
No, I hear what you're saying, but how do you unclown yourself? Once you become
The
a
king?
clown for clicks, how do you unclown yourself?
What do
You
you mean
don't
clown?
unclown your.
Wait. What do you consider the clown?
All right. Maybe clown is not, but the people who dib and dabble in I'm gonna do this
You don't.
to get
Wait,
viral.
what's-
Eventually, people get desensitized. Eventually, they start to see you as you're just doing all this shit for clicks, and
guess
the
what they still gonna do?
sensationalism don't
And they
exist.
still
no
And no,
more.
it ain't gonna not exist.
No,
Yes, they
but then
still
you got
gonna click.
motherfuckers lighting themselves on fire, trying to sing an R&B record, walking on camera. I'm on fire. I'm singing my
They gonna
my
keep
record.
doing it.
Yeah, you're gonna kill yourself after a while, bro.
Listen,
This shit leads to
then the
buffoonery.
answer-
Buffoonery begets
Then
buffoonery,
the answer,
bro. Like,
the answer
what happened to
simply
being
lies
talented?
The answer
Talent.
lies in where do your morals stop?
Yo, I can't be in this interview. That nigga talking about talent.
what
Talent.
happened to being talented?
Talent? I feel like Soulja Boy. Talent.
Talent.
No, I feel like
it's your
talent.
morals.
We
You
talking
gonna
about
go-
talent?
Nobody can talk about
Talent?
talent. They care about views.
Yo, get me the fuck out of here. You want nigga that have talent? I want IPs. Yo, this is the thing. This is the thing.
Yo.
This is what people don't understand.
That the motivation and the negation of the.
Talent, this is what you need. Be successful. Now,
Right.
you need this much talent. And you need that much motherfucking hustle, that much smart. Why you see so many motherfuckers in this business, you be like, oh, them niggas ain't really nice like that, but boo, 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 boo. It's only a little bit of talent. And I tell people all the time, it ain't talent what's gonna blow you up.
But this is what I'm
It's not talent that's gonna
Look
blow
at
you up.
who's the African dude that said nothing and would do this.
Stop, because we got rappers that done sold 1 million records
Okay.
because people believe
That they killed somebody.
that they killing people.
Yep. You know what those are?
They're going live, and but this is where it starts at. This is where fuck my talent. If I do this, everybody's gonna fuck.
But then
with
that's,
me.
you know what?
I get all the clicks, I get all the attention. Someone's
But
gonna
you
give me a
gotta
record
let
deal.
them people gotta be them, and you gotta be you. Those people gonna be them, and I can be me. Because eventually, the base, you might not. It's so easy to get bullshit views. Like my podcast, it's a couple of people, I was doing like Swap also podcast. There's a couple of podcasts I did, and it was like, yo, this was gonna give you numbers. I'm like, yeah, but I don't wanna fucking be having to curse out an 18-year-old kid all the time.
Right.
Eventually, you won't have that. It's gonna be like, you gotta lock in to the people that fuck with you, and you can't spread that net out for everybody. It's gotta be like this. These are the people I'm talking to. When I used to do radio, I was on Power 105 before the Breakfast Club was even the Breakfast Club. And we had a situation where we had a coach, morning show coach come in, and they was like, they looked at our show and everything. I was like, y'all are all over the place. Not Power 105, this was Hot 97. It was me, DJ Envy, Miss Info, Ebro, or whatever. They brought the specials in. They was like, y'all all over the place. You talking about this, you talking about that. They said, this is what you gotta focus on. They said, you're talking to one person, right? And they said, who are we talking to? And they had a picture. It was a silhouette. It was a black woman. She probably was about 28 or 29, had one kid, she had a job, whatever. They said, that's the person that you talk to every day. That one person. Everybody else come in, but you can't be all over the place. And then once you find out what your true
demographic,
what your is, who you talking to,
right.
It ain't everybody, it's that one person. Everybody else will follow suit. But the problem is we try to stretch ourselves out and make everybody happy. You know what I'm saying? I'm like this, do I want the YNs to like me? I want everybody to like me. No, everybody ain't gonna like me. In my case, I've been lucky enough in my career that I've been able to be a part of projects that went over generations. You know, Chappelle Show, Guy Code, a different thing. In fact, I think one of the best compliments I had about what I do, I was in this grocery store, and it was a middle-aged woman. When I say that, I think she was probably like 42, 43. And she was with her son. He was probably like 14, 15, whatever, right? And the mom said, oh, my God, that's the guy from Chappelle Show. And the son said, no, it's not. That's the guy from Guy Code. 2 different generations. It just happened out of nowhere. I wasn't like, oh, I want to do something young. It just so happened, and I just was a part of projects that hit fucking 20-year-old, 30 years old, 40, 50 years old. But everybody's not like that. But I do know once you lock in to that one person you want to talk to, and we cannot please everybody. That is the fucking dagger when you're like, I want to make everybody happy, which goes back to what I was saying. Fuck them.
Fuck them.
Fuck them all.
Fuck 'em.
Yo, I'm going to get a T-shirt.
Fuck them all?
Fuck them. No, it start with fuck them. And then it could be like this, who you talking about? No, fuck them all. Yo,
Fuck 'em. Who? And
Yo,
on the back.
motherfuckers will wear you out, man.
Yeah.
They will wear you out. They will let you, they'll wear you out. And then at the end of the day, you'll be fucked up. You'll be angry. You'll be frustrated and all this type of shit. And guess what they're going to do? They're going to go and live their life and don't give a fuck about you.
Listen.
So at some point, man, as hard as it may be, at some point, and people are like, oh, at some point, you have to have a selfish approach.
It's not selfish.
That's
It's
what
not
people
selfish.
perceive it as.
No,
It's like-
I kind of agree because I've been in this position, but I'd say the one person that's been in this podcast from the start, it's me. So I've had different co-hosts, different situations.
Is that what we
You know what I
saying?
mean? And most of my co-hosts don't know shit about the business. They don't know nothing. They don't know what shit costs, who gets paid what.
Nobody never knows
They know nothing. They know nothing. But there's always that criticism, you know, when shit is winning and everybody's happy or whatever, but if these relationships should go sour and you go your own way, there's never that, you know what, I'm in a position now, so I could do this.
When I used to do, years ago, I used to do a spot in Brooklyn called Poke Knockers, right? It was on Ladd Avenue, and it was on a Monday night, and it was like one of the biggest comedy situations in New York, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the thing with people, and it was the thing where I used to pass out flyers. I used to staple shit. I was my own street team. And I always said, you know what? I don't care if 200, 300 people come in here tonight. I just need to, if I get 10 people in here tonight, right? And if I give them a banging show,
I'll get 10 more.
I get 20.
Yeah.
I get 40. And I did this. I created this space where we was doing like 400 people on a Monday in Brooklyn. I think our door was doing 7,000 and food and drinks was doing 10 and 15,000 on a Monday. And then I built this shit. And of course, you know, I had the support of comedians. But you know, it used to be motherfuckers. And I had a certain amount of money I would pay comedians. These motherfuckers used to look at me like they supposed to split the door with me. They ain't pass out no flyers. They ain't paying the DJ.
Right.
They ain't doing none of that shit. You wasn't a part of this part. Yes, I'll look out for you, but you're not equal to what the fuck I'm doing. Motherfucker, I used to do shit. When I was here, I was one of the first comedians. I feel like Soulja Boy right now. Nigga, I was one of the first comedians. No, this is real talk. I was one of the first comedians. I used to record my shows, right? And then I was like, and I knew the Koreans that did the DVDs uptown, right? And I remember I did one of my CDs. I mean, I put it on a CD. I called it Bootleg Comedy, right? I was getting, I paid probably like $1 for a CD. I was selling for 10. Man, you couldn't tell me I wasn't a kingpin out here, right? And then I had other comedians on the joint, right? And they was like,
I want my money.
them niggas wanted me to pay them off the CD I was selling. I said, nah, son, I'm not working for y'all. I said, listen, this is what I do. If you a hustler, this is what I do. I'll give you 100.
And you go sell them.
Go sell them.
Right.
That's $1,000 right there.
No,
and it was an easy.
You got me. No.
Nah, what? Nah,
Nah,
man.
you gotta give me pieces.
See,
And it was an
first of all,
easy
I
sell
wasn't-
because nobody was doing it.
I wasn't
it
giving
don't move
nobody.
unless
First of all,
it's
you
sold.
talk about here, go sell them. No, I wasn't doing none of that. You know why? Because what was the name of the CD?
Huh?
What was the name of the CD?
Bootleg comedy.
Right, bootleg.
That was the whole
Right,
thing.
I'm bootlegging this shit, nigga.
But
I'm
listen,
paying y'all niggas for bootleg.
Listen.
It's me.
I gave them the idea.
That word
It's
right
bootleg.
there is where you keep losing me.
Yo,
Gay. I ain't giving y'all shit.
I was like, listen.
Fuck out of
The
here.
conversation is
It's
this.
me.
And I used to be like, I
I
put
think it's
pressure.
like one devil on my shoulder.
What are you
like,
talking? Yo, listen.
The two of y'all like
I have
one
a
devil on my
policy on
shoulder.
earth. It goes just like this. Imagine me giving you something when I would take something from you. I'm not giving y'all shit.
No, but I told him, I said, look, I can hear.
I'm not giving you nothing.
I was popping with them. Yo, I was getting 9 off of $1. And bootleg, I was like, you got a conversation right there. It's funny. I took that shit so personal. I was in Connecticut. I was selling my shit. I was at the end of my shows. I would make more money selling CDs than I would get at the show. They could give me a show for $150, $200. I was like, don't worry about it. I'm going to eat. And I don't know who this girl was. I know she probably hate me to this day. I was in a parking lot. I was trying to sell my DD CDs, right? She had these long nails, right? And I was like, yo, my bootleg come. She said, I gave it to her. And she said, fuck that bootleg ass shit, right? Yo. Nigga, what happened after this? 3 seconds later.
Careful.
Yo,
Yeah.
nah, it wasn't no violence. I know these 2 nails was gone when it was over. She had my CD, I did like this. And you could hear her nails go, pop, pop.
Yeah, she still hates you to this day.
Wow.
But them CDs, I remember one time I had a show in North Carolina, right? And it was a shady promoter. It was on the promoters where he flew me in, right? Damn, I don't even like the word flew in. That only sounds like pause.
Yeah.
He flew me in.
He flew me in his crazy.
Fooled me in, you know what I mean?
Yo, but
How'd you pay for it? How'd you pay for it, Donnell?
Nah, it was one of them janky promoters, right? Where one of them janky promoters like, well, you know, I was expecting so and so, and I was like, don't. And I think I did do it. I said, don't do this to me. The dude, I had 100 CDs, right? The dude, the show didn't work out. Went to the hotel, right? And he didn't pay the bill for the hotel, so I couldn't leave the room because, you know, when I leave the room, they
Right,
lock
you
me
gotta lock
out,
you out,
right?
right.
I got 100 CDs. I ain't getting no money. And I was dealing with this chick in Brooklyn, and I couldn't tell. I said, man, this dude ain't pay me. I went down there on some, I was like, I'm about to come up off my CDs. I said, do me a paper. She said, what you need? I said, could you give me a train ticket? Like,
Not a gun in the mask?
Huh?
Not a gun in the mask?
no, I said, no, I just need to come back. I said, give me a train ticket. So she got me a train ticket. And I was like, man, I got these guys. I had 100 CDs. I was like, I'm not going to New York with no money, right? They had a comedy club in D.C. I was like, fuck that. I'm getting off the train right here in D.C. I went to the comedy club. I said, I want to do 2 guest spots. I said, y'all don't got to pay me. I just want to go. And I told niggas that story. I sold
100 CDs.
all my shit, right?
100.
100
100.
CDs.
I wasn't going back there without no
hustling.
money, you know?
Yeah,
That's
no,
it.
listen, like I said, I'm not
Hustling.
giving nobody nothing. I did this work.
Yo, listen,
I did
I know what it's like, man. I used to sell these hoodies.
I did counterfeit.
I used to tell chicks if you buy two, you know, you get something extra.
Oh, you wildin'.
Paid the bills though.
I bet.
You know what I mean?
I bet. My stories would all be crime. You know.
A real hustler ain't gonna never stop hustling.
That's a fact.
You might have some roadblocks or something, like it might not be this thing, it might be the new thing, but a real hustler is gonna figure out. I told my crew, I sell t-shirts, I sell socks and everything. I said, man, we should be able to, if you're a real salesperson, you should be able to sell a motherfucker anything. And I look at it like this with me, with my brand and trying to figure stuff out, and I got a certain level of fame, but I look at it like this: how long are you gonna?
Why you said I got a
certain level? Yo, get the fuck out of here! You are world famous.
I would put it like this: I have this. What is it? Haiku poem, whatever.
Haiku.
And I came up with this a long time ago. I said, fame without fortune is like a bitch having an abortion. Baby, you never made it. Who gives a fuck about the fame?
Now that's how you
That's
got
a
canceled.
bar.
That's the
Wait
shit
a minute.
That's the shit I'm talking
Who said
about.
that?
Me, nigga.
That's him.
That's
an
disrespectful,
original.
son. Fame without fortune is like a bitch having an abortion. Baby, you never made it.
Look.
First of all,
You dirty. You dirty motherfucker.
it ain't too many niggas making haikus. Put some respect on my man's name.
I made a haiku. I didn't know what a haiku was. Nigga had to tell me I haiku'd it. I was like, yeah, y'all know what I do with the coos. I'm a haiku type of nigga. I couldn't think of another haiku after that shit.
I'll admit, being a popular battle rapper, that's what it felt like. Fame without fortune.
Yeah, but then,
You know what I mean? Niggas like, yo, Math, I can take a picture with you. Hold on. You know, the train's rocking.
But that's why when I said it came up with that, and I look at it like this, I'm like this. I can go anywhere in the country, right? And I'm gonna get, what's up, Ashley? Oh shit, I love you. And I like that. But my brain's thinking like this, I need to sell you something. I need to sell you something. I gotta sell you either I'm selling you to subscribe, I'm selling you a pair. I gotta sell you something. And I told my people, I'm like, how is it that I can go anywhere in the country and I can get this heat and y'all motherfuckers ain't figure out how to make money off of it? I gotta figure that shit out. That's what I gotta do. And at the end of the day, ain't nobody gonna figure it out but you.
The only person that needs to fill their stomach is you.
Yep.
Y'all out here, you know.
Listen,
I love...
There's a misconception.
About...
And yeah, I guess we all go through it where you get success and you're like, yo, I'm gonna save everybody. And then you hit that goddamn wall and it's like, oh man.
Yeah. Look who did it. I give you that. Will Smith had his run. Then when he was trying to save the whole hood, he was going backwards. I remember years ago, when I was on the radio, we had Jay-Z came up and we interviewed him, right? And then he made a point. He was like, man, once you can get past that first lick of, you know, what's that restaurant in Brooklyn? Come Chow, the Chinese restaurant.
Come Chow.
Man, that was the biggest come up when you could take all your mans and them there. Once you can do that, everybody, when you come from the hood, whatever, you want to, man, your best feeling in the world is when you can take your mans somewhere like this. Yo, nigga, go ahead and get what you want. Don't worry about it. I got that. That's one phase. That's the first wave.
That's the first wave.
First wave, and you get through that, and then guess what? That's gonna chop off because you're like, these niggas ain't giving me no breaks. You know what I mean? You get past that wave, it's the second wave when it start getting like, when you start being selfish, when you start realizing that niggas don't give a fuck. Right now, we was talking about on the phone. Niggas think they all in your pocket shit. Man, I get a fucking phone call every week from a nigga that needs something. And I know niggas go through shit or whatever, and it be motherfuckers be telling me crazy shit. Yo, I just got my arm amputated, man. Shit is fucked up right now.
Send me a picture of the arm.
Yo, no, I'm like, nigga, was it your right arm or your left arm, nigga?
I don't care what arm it is. Let me see it in the picture.
You right-handed. If you lost your left hand, you right-handed, you gonna be good.
Right.
What? Nigga, what?
Yo, imagine.
You still got that.
You got your jerk off joint and your ass wiping hands.
You
That's
still defend yourself to
whatever,
a certain
nigga.
extent.
You like.
You might can't block and you
and it's
you
like
gotta pick one or the other.
And it's like we're talking about, motherfuckers just assume that it's things a certain way. And it could be, but guess what? I worked for that.
See,
I hustled for that.
See, your problem is you
that.
don't know how to trick people. My
What?
old man was
No,
really
my
good.
problem. You know my problem is? My problem is somebody told me, Donnell, this is when you're gonna get more empowered and you're gonna feel better about yourself. When you feel comfortable with saying no.
No, past that.
When you get comfortable with saying, I understand what you're going through, but no. And it's weird because I don't understand how certain motherfuckers is built to ask, son. When I moved here, man, when I was fucked up, and I'm not saying my life has been smooth like that, guess what? I wouldn't go nowhere, nigga. I wouldn't go nowhere. I ain't going to no clubs. I was staying there and I was like, oh, now I'm getting to my right. Man, broke was fun. The most romantic I ever been in my life when I was broke.
You had to be. That shit is part of the business.
What?
Nigga, I had chicks come over.
That's how you got to
They
pay.
be like this.
Are you kidding me?
Yo, I had chicks like this. So they be like this. Oh, candles.
Broken homeless.
Listen, broken
homeless.
Yeah, but see, here's what I'm telling you.
The best, ladies,
Saying
if you
no-
listen, the best dick is broke dick.
Listen, saying no is not the final
Struggle
level.
No.
What?
Struggle dick.
Struggle dick.
Struggle dick.
Struggle dick.
Struggle
Yo.
dick, bro.
Listen.
I would go over to a chick's crib.
I don't want to know.
No, I'm just letting you. I'll go over to a crib to hang with her, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Things ain't right. I ain't really got no place to go to. Bruh. When I tell you, like, putting it on, like you ain't never had it like this before for that closet space.
Closet space.
Nigga, I used to run through D'Angelo album, Brown
crazy.
Sugar. Nigga, I used to run through that 3 times.
Oh, you had to.
3 times.
Listen, I had a routine.
3 times, nigga.
I had routines
I can't
to certain songs.
now, as soon as I hear Brown Sugar, baby.
No.
3 times.
No, you're my lady.
3 times. They wait for it to come back around.
Listen, I'm trying to.
My shit was so fucked up, son. I remember one chick was like, we have a candlelight dinner every day. I'm like, bitch, if you try to turn that light switch on. I want to watch the sunrise. Yes, I do, bitch. That's the only. Why you want to watch the sunrise? Because that's the only time this joint gonna get lit up.
Only candlelight dinners here, nigga. Don't you understand?
Yeah. Hit her with that Joe Scott.
Picnics, nigga.
Nah, see, both of y'all.
Let's take a long walk.
Here's what both of y'all fucked up, right?
Picnics, nigga.
Cause they know y'all got shit.
Yo, give me $1.25 worth for the pepper turkey, sliced thin.
Give me 4 of them glass candles.
Yes.
You lay out the blanket,
Man.
put the candles at the edge.
You had $7 worth of deli meat.
What, nigga?
See,
$7 worth of deli meat, nigga.
nigga said he gave a bitch a
For that
hand.
closet
Oh my
space,
God.
nigga.
Yes.
See,
that
y'all
closet
problem
space.
is that y'all don't know how to trick the system. You're not supposed to say no to niggas. You're supposed to actively call niggas and ask them for favors. Yo, I'm fucked up right now, son. Could you hold me down?
Accent. I had one dude when I was in Brooklyn. I had one dude.
That's what I'm telling
One
you.
guy. I just would be fucked up. But one guy, only time I would call him because the girl I was dealing with, I used to use her car and shit. And you know, in New York, if you got a car, you're gonna get a shit towed. You ain't gonna have a car in New York without getting your car towed at least 1 or 2 times.
Right.
And then when you get your shit towed in New York, nigga, it's like as soon as you see that shit gone, you like, oh, that's $450.
Word. One
Right
time.
off the rip.
Right off the rip.
Navy Yard.
But my guy,
Navy Yard.
And my dude, and I would never be abusive. And I know he had it. I'd be like, and his name was Harry. I always tell us, I say, Harry. He said, what's up, D? I said, man, I need a little help. He said, what? And I didn't, like,
Shut up, nigga. You heard what I heard, but be quiet.
No, I know, well, whatever.
Shut up, nigga.
Don't do that.
Shut up, nigga.
I watched Set It Off
Yo,
too
be
many
quiet.
times.
Right, yo, listen.
Okay,
be
but-
quiet, yo. Nigga, yo.
But the thing was,
I Set It Off too many times.
but the thing was,
Let's jump this nigga if you want
I see why he be going through with smart now.
Yeah.
Oh, now I see the real nigga.
I
see why.
I can't talk to
Oh,
you.
that nigga don't
Tomorrow
show you
it ain't
shit,
gonna
nigga.
function, nigga.
I ain't talking to you tomorrow.
Yo.
I ain't talking to you tomorrow.
Tomorrow it ain't gonna function, nigga. You
No.
gonna, yo, right now and never.
The point I was making where I was clowned in a very serious moment, yo, when it was black on black crime, was
Right.
like the tab would be $458.92. I would be like, Harry, I need $452.98. I ain't never throw nothing. Because you know, a nigga be like this. Nigga, you know when nigga asks you for money, this side they get you like, what you need? Can you give me a stack? They only want 5.
Right.
They just
Nigga, right.
They just want to
Nigga need 3 really.
Yeah,
He like,
he like 3.
Cover
Like,
it.
all right, I guess I do it. But I would only ask this nigga
exact change.
for what I need. But here go how shit circle around, right? It's my guy for years. I'm just the only person ever asked for anything like that. And years later, and this is my dude, and he got kids. They do fundraisers and shit. And he was like this. He hit me with it. He was like, D, you know, I got this fundraiser. You want to buy a couple bags of popcorn, right? Man,
Every motherfucking bag they
Nigga,
had, huh?
I made that nigga the top salesman, nigga. I said, bloop.
They go.
Who the fuck need $1,500 worth of popcorn?
Nigga said, nah,
He
y'all
said,
getting
"You just took
Casio
it
watches.
And I got the popcorn.
You getting
And I just-
Casio watches from St. Jude's for that one.
Yeah,
Yo, you know what? And that's called love.
that's my guy. Only person I ever did that for.
And only,
That's why motherfuckers come to me. I'm like, oh, you don't know, D. I'm like, man, I used to live in Brooklyn. I was in an apartment, nigga, no lights. My man lived upstairs,
cord down the window.
and I had to switch it up with the heater, the hot plate, and so and so.
Because you couldn't plug them all in at the same time.
That shit gonna blow.
And you gonna,
Yeah,
and you
And I
gonna
ain't
fuck
blow my fuse. I'm blowing this nigga's fuse.
right. You can't risk it, nigga.
That nigga in the room like, "Foof, what you doing, son?" You know what that foof? And you got like, oh shit.
Nigga, get out of your crib. It's warm, and you like,
yeah.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know what
man.
happened,
I don't
son.
Nah, yo.
Middle of winter. You just, why so warm in here?
I had a goddamn motherfucker, a futon mattress on the floor with no futon.
My uncle used
That's why I used to tell him, I said, you know, this is what they, I said, no, it wasn't, you know, futon, it was just on the floor.
Yeah,
and I used
good.
to tell him, I was like, just, you know, this was inspired by the Japanese. Yo, I was making all type of shit up. Yo, this how Japanese do it. It lowers your back, no back pain, son.
My Uncle Bug, he had a fucking carpet in his room. We used to be like, yo, son, how was you fucking browse on this carpet? Right? Couldn't understand it. One day we walked past the room, he got a chicken there. He was like, call me Aladdin. He said, nigga, nigga go to the magic carpet after that. Yeah. The hood, yes.
Your uncle was Aladdin, bro.
Hey,
A whole new world.
whole world.
Whole new world.
This is what's
Crazy.
wrong with us out here.
So what y'all think about Young Thug in
Snitching.
the recordings?
Listen, you know what? That's the new norm. That's the new norm right there.
That's the new norm.
Yup, snitching and then putting out your album right after doing well. I think Tekashi 6ix9ine broke that for them.
Here's my thing. This is why, like, at a certain point in your life, you don't be around niggas that snitch would be an issue. I don't want to be around anybody where a situation like, are you gonna snitch? I want to be around crime-free niggas.
I don't think anybody intentionally crime free.
I'm just
First
saying,
of all them niggas snitched on each other, from my understanding. I heard a few of them tapes. Them niggas was all talking about each other. It's crazy. That was a crew of snitches.
Yeah, I think
I don't even know what that world is about.
this
Don't give a fuck about it. It's not a deal that I got on the table to give me the time to think about who's a snitch. I don't even want to know a nigga that could possibly snitch. I want to be so far removed from that. I don't want nobody to even talk to me about, you heard that nigga snitch. I don't want to talk about snitching. I want to talk about IPs, monetization.
smart
wanna
left,
be-
bro. Like, come on, man. You
No,
know.
I'm just saying, I don't want to be around, I don't even want to be around niggas that know about niggas that can get in trouble for
Listen,
snitching.
Listen, because Smart ain't here right now, so I'm going to defend his name.
Right.
Smart is,
I don't have no problem with him.
I asked because you know it's a hip
not a
hop
problem.
podcast.
You know what
so,
it is? It's more delivery. Very aggressive with delivery, right? And two is you know.
Well, you can say that passionate.
No, not
passionate. Okay, I'll say that he's extremely passionate about what he's saying, right?
right.
But there is nothing that he has shown that showed me that he meant any of that shit whatsoever. So to me, it's in one ear, out the other a lot of times with Smart. It really is. And I don't dislike Smart, but like I said, you can't talk about, we're going to go to the guy, we're going to pay the guy from Google. With what motherfucking money? Do you know how much Google's paying this nigga?
I ain't gonna. We're not gonna start the.
I'm just saying.
I don't want to have this
Like I
conversation.
said, if he would, let me tell you, Smart did not want to talk to me at all, and I respect that.
Yeah.
We have a history, you know what I'm saying? But
I think-
same thing from the last time. I don't agree with this
But
shit
you got
say.
those friends that's just overzealous about the things.
I
that
don't
they
gotta
know.
listen to that shit.
You know what I mean?
No, like I said, nigga, overzealous is one thing. I'm a dude that you gotta have a bunch of facts for.
But I came here because you called me, and then as soon as I came, you told me to get the fuck out.
They had me outside. I was here first.
That's what the first thing you did, son.
But
That's
I
what
what's
I
out.
thought. No, you did.
I'll be honest with you.
You
I
didn't even
thought
use your
I thought we had
peripheral.
that type of relationship.
You ain't use your peripheral. You did like this. Tell this nigga to get out of here. That's what you said. You said.
didn't do
No,
like
he said,
that.
we
I didn't do
record,
that.
nigga.
I didn't do that.
You record. That's what he said. He said, we record. What the fuck? We recording. That's what you said.
That's how you did my man, son?
Yes.
Nah, I ain't doing him like
Yes,
that.
I hope you
did.
ain't doing him like that. Yo. Nah, this is one of my, you know what I mean? You ain't doing him like that.
Yes, he did.
Because I remember he came right back outside. He said, they said they recorded.
Yeah. And then I heard this, and then he hit this right here. Ah.
That last time we came, remind you, I ain't coming to the last time. We came in like this.
I
And
was
these
trying to
niggas
save
who
y'all
we
niggas.
told outside. I said, oh,
I was trying to get the smart information out the way. I was trying to save everything.
let me tell you, I was in here. He came back and he said, we're going to just go. I said, all right. Listen, even past all that, man, I want to
Look.
talk about a few different things. First of all, what's up with you? You losing your space out here, man. It's 3 Joes now.
3 Joes?
Yeah.
Oh, the podcast oversaturation? Yeah, even he got one.
That's so dirty. I've been had one, but you know, I'm gonna tell you, this is what makes a podcast work, the consistency. I've had one for years, but sometimes I think the most active my podcast was during the pandemic because I didn't have too much other shit to do. And I was like, fuck it, I had to pivot, right? And I wanted to I said, I gotta make this shit make some money. And it got to a point where it was making a little money. But then once the pandemic was over and the world opened up and my checks was out there, I was like, fuck that podcast.
Fuck that podcast, right.
I was good. But I also know the only way you're gonna get it to a certain point, you have to be consistent with it. I had a good time, so I brought it back. But what I'm doing now, I'm not looking for it to be a big podcast. What I'm trying to do is put together a sizzle and show different sizes podcasts to get it to be a TV show. And the way I revamped it, it's a reality show about a reality show. The most interesting thing about the podcast is shit that don't happen in the podcast, shit that we talk about. My girl Javanta was here, she was part of that process. And I'm trying to pitch it as a late night show that focuses on, as crazy as it may sound, mental health. Like I do a live show now. The only time I do it now is a live show. And I say, y'all thought y'all came out for a podcast, but this is a therapy session. I don't know if it's gonna help you or it's gonna help me, but somebody's gonna
get some help.
But I've had a neuroscientist on there. I've had a therapist. So the tone of it is, can we help Donnell? And while we help Donnell, can you help you? Because people on the internet consider me a crash out nigga, right?
You don't say.
And guess what? I am.
I'm about to say, niggas.
And I have potential to crash out.
Why?
I just, because certain shit I won't tolerate. Just sometimes I just feel like crashing out. Sometimes I can't control my emotions. Sometimes I get upset about it. But anybody that knows me, that I tell them straight up, you know that there's potential of me crashing out.
He tried to run me over with a car, me and my man Smurf.
I didn't try to run you over. I tried to run Smurf over.
I was standing right with him. Like,
Well,
right
you should have
next-
moved out the way.
I did. Like, he tried.
Don't stand next to the ops.
You
know?
we was in the cornfield, man. It was the Baylor hate behind me and all that shit.
If you knew Smurf, you would understand why I tried to run him over. He's a run-overable type of motherfucker. He's a run-overable type of motherfucker.
Smurf with a V, like Smurf, like Merv Griffin. Smurf.
Yeah.
So during your podcast, have you figured out like the reasons that you crash out?
You niggas!
I'm asking for a friend.
Okay, so, some of it, I will say, on some platforms I've been on, some of it's calculated.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if shit is moving slow, I might crash out just to hype it up, whatever. But I crash out, this is what, Nina Simone has a song, Misunderstood. I crash out when I'm being misunderstood. You know what I'm saying? Even early on when I used to do the Breakfast Club, whatever, I didn't really have anything personal with them. The only thing that really used to piss me off, and it would get under my skin, when they would try to compare me to other comedians, and then for comics, when you say you're not funny, that's fighting words. That's fighting words. Right. That's what we live off. And I know that's not true. Mm-hmm. There's nobody that's ever seen me perform live anywhere that can say the nigga not funny. They can't do it. And I used to take it personal.
You took it personal. What's the name? What's my man's name? Corey Holcomb.
No, I didn't take. Yeah, I did.
I did too. I wanted to fuck him up.
Yeah, because even with, I don't want to keep going back on that, but even with that, when that incident happened, I'm bringing up old shit. It was that when he said, "Do y'all think you funny?" I was in that audience, and he was trying to get the audience to go against me,
And
they was like this, nah, nigga. So I know you putting a false narrative out there. When you say stuff like I couldn't have worked certain rooms, you don't know. One of the hardest places to do comedy, get a name, was New York. They said if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. And when I moved to New York, I wasn't doing the Comedy Cellar. I wasn't doing the mainstream crossover room. I was doing the gutter shit.
Gutter shit, right. All the
Manhattan
shit you
Proppers.
named, right. I was
Manhattan
like,
Proppers, Sugar Hill, fucking My Spot, Poke Knockers.
Poke Knockers.
All of that shit. I was doing the spots where soon as they say, how y'all doing? Fuck you, nigga, get out of here.
I'm trying to remember on Avenue D, they used to feed you. They used to feed you and pay you before you went on, because they knew the crowd they had.
Avenue D, Peppermint Lounge.
Yeah, yo, listen. They would pay you and feed you before you went on.
The
They was
Peppermint
like that.
Lounge. The Peppermint Lounge was that was basically where you auditioned for Def Jam. It was a rough room. Bill Bellamy used to host it. Royale Watkins used to host it at times. And they felt like this. Bob Sumner, who was the talent executive for that, he felt like if you could rock this Peppermint Lounge, you would kill on Def Jam. Yeah. And that's why even when I had my first, the only audition I had there, I was on stage, and you get 5 minutes. I was on stage for 3 minutes, and Royale was the host that night. Royale walked to the side stage. He said, "Bob loves you. You got the show." When he said, I said, "Good night, everybody," because that room, in a second,
They'll turn on you.
they'll turn on you. And the only thing they remember is getting booed. They think that could happen to you then. Yep.
Again, so the people criticizing your craft, that made you crash out.
It didn't make me crash out. It makes me get very upset, which turns into me crashing out. And I'm working on that. I'm dealing with a therapist right now. I'm getting better. All right? But it feels like you're trying to make me crash out.
That nigga
But
crashed
you're doing it
out.
in a subtle way.
Don't listen to him.
No, I already know
This
this
nigga
shit.
don't do
This
it.
the bullshit. This how this shit
A
happens.
nigga who crashed out. Listen.
This how this shit happens, son. I've been at this podcast for an hour and a half, son. Nigga gave me some dirt ass weed. The nigga gave me some dirt. No, I'm just saying.
Hold on.
A nigga gave yo. I asked the nigga for money. He said he ain't.
Nigga said, take this onion.
He said, "Where you think I'm gonna get the money from?" I said, "You know where, nigga." I was like, "Give me some weed." The nigga gave me. I'm just saying.
But I double back. I double back though.
Your mans came through. I walk in on some like, he's a jolly good fellow shit.
Nigga said, yo, we filmed.
You got a whole different location. You ain't answer that question. Why we here?
That's a whole nother episode.
I know, nigga. And I came in here like, I got you. You like this. Excuse me, we're doing an interview. I'm doing an interview with a nigga. I'm doing an interview.
Talk to him.
I'm getting some information from a nigga I don't really fuck with.
Talk to him.
Because he fuck with hip hop. So you know what I'm saying? And then the nigga he don't fuck with joke on me, you ashy ass nigga. This is a whole setup. And then they wonder why I don't want to do podcasts. And then they wonder why I fucking crash out. This nigga is the reason.
I tell you, these niggas. I said it.
Yes. Thank you, nigga.
Right,
Fuck this punk ass podcast, man. I'm out.
It's Hoffa, trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rapper.